for 12 months.
Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613. Restrictions apply.
Wait, if I work today, why should I have to wait 2 weeks to get my money? With Earnin, you can access your pay as you work instead of waiting days and weeks for a paycheck. Get up to $150 a day with a max of $750 between paydays. No interest, no credit checks, and no mandatory fees. Because, hey, it's your money. Download the Earnin app now to get it and join millions of people making any day payday. That's EARNIN. Earnin is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Available in select states. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Orlando, we're here to let you know that FAS Exteriors is Orlando's #1 window, door, and roofing contractor. You can count on fair pricing, install perfection, and customer satisfaction every time. Trust the leader. Trust FAS Exteriors. Schedule your free consultation now at FASWD.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover's accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
The accident wasn't your fault. The medical bills shouldn't be your responsibility. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. After an accident, you don't want to get stuck with a pile of medical bills. I will fight to get those bills paid. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most most viral stories of the day. The news junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. Lots to get to today. From ICE protesters spreading to Elon Musk apologizes for those Trump posts and what will happen at the Day of Defiance protest this weekend. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right in the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday? Good.
How are you?
You know, goodish. We're doing fine. Everything's well-ish. And we'll get along today. And we got a lot to talk about.
Maybe we won't. I don't know.
You want to fight? You want to fight?
Let's do
already?
it, baby.
Oh, that's good. That's a record.
Yeah, that would be very fast to fight on this show. It's been happening for years, but never that fast, I don't think. However, just so you know, if you're watching the show today on YouTube or Twitch, if there's any issues or anything's weird, just be patient. We did a giant switch over for all the video equipment last night in the studio, and though it might not look different, trust me, it is. And there's improvements on the way. It'll be very cool. All right, here we go. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great big wide world of ours. And we go to, well, I mean, you guessed it, Los Angeles, California, everybody. And that's where the ICE protest stuff sort of seemed to start. But like now she's spreading. I saw Chicago. I saw some New York action. There were things popping up here and there in some of the bigger cities across the country. And this is why I keep telling you, I'm like, whoa, we got this big Trump military protest thing, or it's a parade, actually, a Trump military parade that's going on this weekend. And then people are trying to plan protests against that. So this weekend could be a wild one, man. And they are ratcheting up their actions on the street. There was a very large lady who showed up, and she had she had some goggles on. I guess I would call those goggles. A bit of a bike helmet on, and some sort of vest with a leaf blower. That was her weapon of choice out there at the protest.
Gas-powered or electric?
I am no expert, but I think
weed whacker.
I think this sucker is electric. Take a look here, if you could see this one she's got in her hand. It says Ryobi. I think.
Oh, Ryobi is electric.
Yeah, I think it's an electric one that she's rocking. And this lady.
So we're pretty much same is what I'm getting at there.
Really? This large lady she made herself heard. She had a megaphone. I don't even know if she needed half the time. Well, let's see what you think of her. Here we go.
This is our city, and this was Mexico. You can't kick us out of the land that was ours.
About
Donald Trump! Fascism! Let our people free! Suelta nuestra gente!
All right.
What's the wind blower for?
That was my favorite part.
Just for the fucking tear gas to blow it back at those motherfuckers.
All right, hold on. He said, first of all, what's the wind blower for?
Yeah.
Young man,
have you never like
wind blower
cleared leaves off a driveway in your life, my man?
Wind blower? Come on, you zoomer. What's going on?
He lives in an apartment or a dorm or something.
Are you not do you not mow your parents' lawn anymore as like a little requirement for
not
chores?
Everybody does that, Sean.
No.
God almighty, man. Get to it. The wind blower. What's with the wind blower you're carrying? And she's just screeching, this lady. She says if the tear gas comes, she puts the leaf blower on the tear gas and blows it on back.
Fucking blower, bring it up! Push him back!
Oh.
We will not do 1992 again with your fucking tanks! I was 12 then! I'm 44 now!
We're going in!
Kids! And all of these young people are here are my fucking kids!
This lady is going to have a heart attack.
I don't know.
Heart attack.
There are some people that are in this world that are meant to scream that loud, and it's no skin off their tees.
I feel like I'm going to lose my voice watching and listening to this lady just screech at the top of her lungs.
I almost say just doing that, I almost passed out.
I was 8 then! Oh, God.
Because I'm an LA native mom! These are my children you're fighting! You protecting my children.
All right. Okay. So she said F you to, the screen got it all wrong, but Mayor Bass.
Major Bass.
It said
Reporting
Major
for
Bass.
duty, sir.
And then it said for attacking our children, I think is what she was trying to say there. And I don't know why she's going after Mayor Bass. Again, Mayor Bass, Gavin Newsom, very much aligned with a lot of these people. I don't know what you want if you don't like what they're doing.
If you could say something to Donald Trump right now, what would you say?
Donald Trump, you can suck my left nut. You can get out of the drawer. You're just mad because Salma Hayek wouldn't give you the time of day.
She said,
You're just mad because Salma Hayek wouldn't give you the time of day.
I have never heard this before. Is there a story?
Diss.
Like, did Trump have a moment with Salma Hayek where, what's that? I don't know what that is. I never heard that.
We'll get to Googling.
Yeah, this lady was very upset, just screaming at the top of her lungs out there. All right, things are getting a little wild. A little shakeup is happening here. And last night, and by the way, we'll talk about all sorts of other stuff here. What do you have on the Salma Hayek thing?
I mean, off the bat, there's the first headline, so I can't say it's completely true, but it's from timesofindia.indiatimes.com. And it says, when Salma Hayek refused to go on a date with Donald Trump, he got my number and he would call me ... She told The Daily Show how he tried to pursue her despite her being in a relationship and go on a date with him. After she rejected him, he allegedly spread a false story claiming she was too short.
Wait, hold on. More investigation. How short is Salma Hayek? That's the new track we need to head down.
Oh my God, India Times has so many ads that I cannot even click out of it.
Duck, Bob, weave, get out of there.
I'm seeing 5'2".
5'2"?
Shouty.
It's pretty short. Yeah, that's pretty short. Over to L.A., they did a curfew last night. And again, we're not going to talk just about this today. We got tons of stuff to get into, but this is a big story going around. And it's going to get wild this weekend, I think. So we might as well get ahead of that, right? Know what's going on?
Yeah.
Here's the mayor of L.A., Major Bass, that the lady with the blower, the wind blower, the large lady with the wind blower was talking about.
I wanted to let the city know that I have declared a local emergency and issued a curfew for downtown Los Angeles.
I thought we were good.
To stop the vandalism, to stop the looting. Many businesses have now been affected by or vandalized. Last night, there were 23 businesses that were looted. And I think that if you drive through downtown LA, the graffiti is everywhere and has caused significant damages to businesses and a number of properties.
I saw this poor lady. I don't know who she was, but she had some like boutique store in Los Angeles where all these stupid riots are going on.
Boutique or boutique?
Boutique. I don't say it a lot, as you can imagine. Boutique. I'll go with that. This is
Cody tried to take me into some boutique one time.
I just wanted to go to Auntie Ann's, and they're trying to bring me to the boutique.
Let's go to some bears.
All right, boutique.
I'll work on it.
Some like little boutique store that this lady owned, and they smashed out all of her windows and stole a bunch of stuff from the store, and she's just walking around. And somebody's videotaping, and I hear all these lunatics like screaming stuff in the background. And this poor lady's just shaking her head, and she's going, this was years of work. Years of work I put all together in the store, and a bunch of opportunist jackasses smash the window, come in, and steal all this stuff I did. And it's partly pushed forward by a fraction of these losers, online and off, who believe that there is no such thing as a grievance when it's personal property and not like a human being that's damaged. And there is, obviously. Personal property is important. These people put a lot of work into this, and then some jackass goes and smashes the place up. That's frustrating. They spray painted the whole city. I care less about that, honestly. I don't think that's as big of a deal. I think it's bad and you should probably arrest some of the people for it, but I don't think it's as big of a deal. And all the other stuff is like, it's bad. They're destroying stuff. And not all of them, of course. We do that all day long, but a significant amount of them. And I think the actions are supported by a lot of the more intense people in this movement. And it's spread all over the place. This was Chicago. They said New York, Dallas, San Francisco, Philadelphia, Portland, and Boston. No big surprises there. But this is the Chicago protest. Lots of peoples. Many people. This is from a chopper overhead. And I'm no I'm no crowd estimator here, but I don't know. It's a lot of people, right? There's a lot of people in the streets here. This was a Tuesday when they had gathered and were out here doing all this stuff, protesting ICE. That was not the only spot where they were spreading around. This is in Chicago, where one of the drivers wasn't having it anymore. Somebody who was getting blocked by these protesters in Chicago went a little ape-ass here.
We'll show you here.
All right, here we go. There's a car.
There's the red car that's
going
coming in,
through.
and you'll see people trying to get out of the way, others standing in front, and others beating the car, trying to slow it down or stop it. And then you'll see the officer right there.
For those of you wondering, this is in an area called the Loop, where I used to live in downtown Chicago. That's like major center of downtown area. And this car is it sees all the people in the street and is just going.
As it passed, we'll show you here. There's
right down through the road.
That's coming in, and you'll see people trying to get out of the way.
Hit a couple of them, I think.
In front, and others beating the car, trying to slow it down or stop it. And then you'll see the officer right there.
Yeah, by the way, when I see these kind of things, I do keep a couple of things in mind. When a car gets on the road, I don't know if the car was stuck and surrounded, but there's this thing where protesters who are in the streets, it's where the cars are supposed to be. The protesters are in the streets blocking the roads that are not closed down for any sort of organized activities. And they go out into the streets, they block the roads. A car tries to get by, and they start smashing the hood, smashing the car, going after the car, and they wonder why the vehicle keeps driving and goes away. They're freaking out, man. This is people who are freaking out when they're driving down the street a lot of times.
Over. Or
people.
I guess they want to run over.
Well, I mean, probably both. But if you're on the streets and a car is coming down the street and people start attacking that car, if I got my family inside that car, you bet your ass I am more likely to hit the gas and plow through a crowd of you than I am for you to do something harmful to my family. Ain't happening, right? Like I'm going to hit the gas and plow through a bunch of people.
It would be harmful to your family because you're in jail for vehicular manslaughter.
No, I wouldn't be. No, not if I actually thought that my life was in danger in a car. These people are surrounding me and threatening me in a vehicle if this is happening. And then I said, F it, I'm hitting the gas, plow through them like bowling pins. You got to do what you got to do. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that, but who knows what happened? Maybe this person just got stuck there. But that's what we're seeing. It's spread out to a couple other cities.
Do you still avoid jail time if you say strike?
I think that might be.
But it's fair.
The jury might not like that. It may seem a bit insensitive, C-Lane, I think. This part was interesting, I think. On MSNBC, Tom Homan, who is the border czar, was asked, are all these people, and this was a question that kind of went unanswered for a while. I thought this was interesting and will make things worse. Are all these people being arrested for additional crimes? Because a lot of people were sold on that at the beginning. Are all these people like, they robbed the place, they did this, they committed some sort of crime, and now they're getting deported? And here was his answer.
Is everyone that has been arrested by ICE agents have a criminal record like those you've described?
Absolutely not. And I said from day one, January 20th, we will prioritize public safety threats and national security threats. However, we will enforce law. I may prioritize my family life over my work. It doesn't mean I ignore my work. We're going to force the immigration law. We've been honest about that from day one, especially in sanctuary cities. Well, we can't get the bad guy in the safety and security of a jail. They release him to the street. Well, we got to go to the street and find him.
So he's saying it's not just people committing crimes. They're actually enforcing. And you can, of course, argue coming into this country illegally is a crime on a federal level, which, yes, it is. But he's saying additional crimes. He's saying if they just round up people and the only crime is being here illegally, they are still grabbing those folks. They are absolutely doing that, according to the border czar. So there you go. L.A. has a curfew. You got cities across the U.S. where this is spreading out. 80 detained in New York City. Demonstrators demanding action in Chicago. What do you think? Are you a fan? Are you a foe? Do you like it? Do you not like it? This is where you get to vent about all that stuff as we read this. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And Jenkins emails the show.
That's a fun name.
Hey, junkies. There's a promo playing on one of your stations, specifically 104.1, he says, that I don't think is you guys. Perhaps I'm wrong. It's two guys talking about making babies without eggs or sperm. Then a joke about omelets, but it doesn't sound like Sean and C-Lane. Maybe I'm crazy. Give it a listen. Cheers, says Jenkins. And is that the early promos for the new guy that's coming in, or no? Is that?
It might be.
It could be. It could be the early promos for the guys who's taken over. I don't know if they've started doing that yet.
Sounds
I haven't
hilarious.
heard the promo. Yeah, it sounds a lot better. You guys are about to head up. You're heading in a big spike direction here.
Oh, we still keep our job?
Yeah.
I thought for sure both of us be out.
Nah. Well, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen around here? But yeah, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear the actual promo that you're talking about, sir. But thank you for that. Unfettered on Twitch says, Sean, I thought it was only the drug dealers and murderers. I am more of a supporter myself personally of taking the people who are in this country illegally and have committed additional crimes and deporting them. I have no love lost between myself and those people. I'm not a fan of just the people who are brought in here by corrupt politicians, Biden among them, people who are brought into this country who are in these big caravans and stuff, maybe 4 years ago, maybe more. And they go up to the border, they claim asylum, and they know there's this whole drawn out process. So they get to be released into the United States of America, and they get a job, and they set up roots, and they move with their other family who's done the same thing. And they have even babies and other things, and they fill their family out because these politicians for so many years just let them cross the border into this country. I blame those politicians. I blame the people whose policies allowed this to happen month after month after year after year after year, and encourage people who I would probably follow in their footsteps if I lived in some garbage country in Central or South America and I thought I could escape to a better place in the United States. I think you would too. You know what I mean? I think you would too.
If it's dangerous and you're looking out for your children especially, and you're willing to separate yourself from them so that they can have a better life, why wouldn't you?
I think the average person would do that. I think if you really take a moment to think about it, would you do this to better your family's life to get into a better country? The problem I have is all the flags from other countries, all the anti-American talk, all the anti-capitalism talk, all of this crazy nonsense that is mostly by a lot of agitators and anti-American types in the crowd there. But I'm not going to blame every single person that made it across the border and cheer on those people who just got here trying to get to a better life. I blame all of those politicians, all of them, that for all those years created this situation, knowing that eventually this kind of thing was going to happen at some point. So that's how I feel about it. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, let's go over to the Republicans real quick, and then we can move on to some other things. But this was Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, and he's talking about Gavin Newsom, the governor of California.
The president said, possibly in jest, that if he were Tom Homan, he would arrest Gavin Newsom. Do you believe that Newsom should face consequences in a legal way?
Look, that's not my lane. I'm not going to give you legal analysis on whether Gavin Newsom should be arrested, but he ought to be tarred and feathered. I'll say that. I mean, look, he's standing in the way of the...
He ought to be tarred and feathered. What's your problem?
I'm not going to tell you whether or not he should be arrested.
What?
In the legal sense.
When was the last time?
But I will say tarred and feathered is not only appropriate, it would just be welcome right now.
Hang on. We got to learn more.
Does, have some burn to it afterwards.
All right.
But how long does it take to get the tar and feathers off?
Let's learn here. Tarring and feathering. We got the wiki entry. Tarring and feathering is a form of public torture, where a victim is stripped naked or stripped to the waist while wood tar, oh my God, sometimes hot wood tar, is poured or painted onto the person.
Well, I don't think tarring and feathering works if the tar is not hot.
Oh, that might be true. You're right, because it's not quite as sticky.
Cold tar now.
Cold tar?
Molasses?
They were trying to punish the people, so hot tar was probably where it was at. Used to enforce unofficial justice or revenge, it was used in medieval Europe and its colonies in the early modern period. The image of a tarred and feather outlaw remains a metaphor for severe public criticism. And so is this somebody being tarred and feathered? I got to get a better look at this. Hang on. Enhance, zoom. Oh, yeah. So they got this guy, and they're pouring tea into his mouth. I don't know if that's part of this, but this gentleman is now like a bird of sorts. He's half human, half bird. He's got feathers all the way throughout his body, and they want to bring it back. Let's tar and feather them. See what happens out there. What do you think? Tar and feathers for you? Tar and feathers for the people you dislike? Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, websites across the country having major problems. What is going down there? Well, I'll walk you through it. We'll also talk about, of all the fast food places you go, because I thought this was an interesting little side story here to trace down. Which one do you think has employees who are the happiest? Of all the places that you go to out there, like if you start thinking about which one do you think has the employees that are like happy to be there, doing a great job, and which one the opposite? We'll go through that as well. It's all coming up on a busy Wednesday here on the show, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Emergency crews are on the roadways clearing up an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound before County Road 561. The right lane's blocked there. Traffic's backed up from Hancock Road. There's congestion at the ramp junction where Florida's Turnpike and the Beach Line meet. And if I-4 is a part of your commute, traffic's still slowing down through that Lake Buena Vista area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
Capital One cardholders can score their iHeartRadio Music Festival tickets starting today at 1 p.m. Eastern. Tickets are only available while pre-sale tickets last or until Friday, June 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's not all. Add a Capital One Access Pass to your pre-sale purchase to attend an exclusive pre-concert event with a private performance from LL Cool J on Friday or Jelly Roll on Saturday. Only available during the...
Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, I see. Hey, cameraman, over here. There we go. Okay, hang on. Folks, quick survey. Tiny cameraman, keep your eyes on me. Quick survey, folks. I know it might not seem like it, and everything is like very much in beta right now, so you're going to see some ugly stuff here and there before everything gets really, really tuned in. Audio and video. Let's rate audio and video. Audio out of 10, video out of 10. Better, worse, those kind of comments are useful right now. Ban them all. Who are we banning? Who needs to be banned? Same on both fronts. And I'm not talking about this right here. This is different right here. But the actual broadcast cameras, they should look maybe like a little bit cleaner, but they might not for you, so just let me know. Audio is still a little low, but better than it was. Okay. 10 out of 10. Show is good. Video looks clearer, better light balance. Sound seems about the same. Okay, good. Thank you, Marla. Legit seems kind of the same. Sport Johnson, that's totally fine. That's actually one of the goals, is for everything to be working smoothly despite the big changeover. Because there's totally different equipment down here. So the goal for today is to try to get through like we normally do and make sure everything is solid, and then we can use all this new technology to improve things. Sean looks cleaner. I just took a shower. So do we get asked now? You do soon. I still got to get one last PTZ camera to finish this 12K studio upgrade that really made things smoother and better, I think. Along for the deposing, 420 says, and it's just the beginning. Beginning of what? MPWS says, Sean getting ready to go out on his own. Man, if you're in this industry and you're not prepared at any moment to go do things on your own, you're crazy. You are crazy. If you're in radio, if you're in anything like this, and you are not ready to like bust off and completely be able to do things without corporate overlords in suits, you are crazy. Or you suck. Probably both. AD says, still hard to hear unless you're right on top of school mic, Sean. That's just the nature of this microphone. And like your speakers, you might have to turn it up a little bit during this. It should be shirtless Wednesdays on the show. No one wants to see that yet. Greg, you in? Okay, good. I just want to make sure. I'm sorry. Over here, cameraman. When did I say I'm not going to listen, bro? Don't take it so personal. I'm just providing some feedback. What is your feedback? I didn't see anything. I can't see all of the things. Probably something dumb.
Oh, I missed Greg.
Good guy. Oh, he can't hear me. 90 seconds. Everything look okay for you so far? Okay. Okay, I saw that.
Finance rates in America. 0% for 5 whole years on just about every piece of jewelry in our showroom. So you can get that $8,000 engagement ring and pay just $134 a month. Or that $4,000 pair of diamond stud earrings, just $67 a month. International Diamond Center makes it happen with this incredible limited time offer. Just pick any item and spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, designer jewelry, colored gemstones, even certified diamonds are included. Whether your budget is $2,000 or $200,000, this is the smartest way to buy. Hurry in to take advantage of this once-a-year event. 0% financing rates till 2030, store-wide, only at International Diamond Center. Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. Excludes Rolex. Details and more at shopidc.com on approved credit.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Recipients have done the improbable.
This medal is for the man who went down that day.
On Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage, you'll hear about these heroes and what their stories tell us about the nature of bravery. Listen to Medal of Honor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Medal of Honor and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
Some fresh drama, always some activity, and that's what you come here for, hopefully. And we want to hear what your opinion is in the mix of all of that stuff. And if you got something you want us to talk about or respond to, that's fine too. Send a dispatch to thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see where you can record yours on the website. Also, you can email, and if you want to be anonymous, put that on top. tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Of all of the places you go, as we take a little side quest away from some of the major
Dr.
drama
Seuss
going on out there. Of all of the places you go, all the places you will go. If you go to fast food places, your experiences in your life, Sabrina and Celine, which one would you guess that the happiest employees were at? Like if you asked them all, like, are you happy to work here? Do you like working for this company? And how are your overall feelings? And their employees at these fast food places are like, hell yeah, love it. Yeah, we're specifically talking about like restaurant chains and fast food type stuff.
I mean,
That's
off the bat, Chick-fil-A seems to have some happy employees.
I agree. I think they do. I think they pay pretty decently over at Chick-fil-A.
And you get Sundays off.
Yeah, I mean, those things are going to help you out for sure. I think those are probably benefits. I'll tell you where they're at or if they're on the list in a second. Celine, who would you say of all like the fast food places you might go would be like, this place has the happiest workers?
I don't know. I think some of them lie to you because you would think that like a Johnny Rockets, because they're always dancing and singing and stuff, even though that's not fast food.
They're way more miserable.
But yeah, I mean, Sabrina did the Cold Stone thing.
I did.
Were you happy?
I was 15, so I was happy to have my first job and a sweet, very small paycheck. Looking back on it now. But yeah, sure, I was happy.
Yeah, I mean, I think the more nonsense you have to do, like the songs and stuff, the more I would be miserable. Welcome to Moe's and like all of those things. I'm like, oh God, here we
go sing happy birthday or something.
A lot of people are saying Chick-fil-A and then not Chick-fil-A because some people hate Chick-fil-A or whatever. Somebody's saying, well, there's a bunch of different guesses on here, but nobody has nailed the top one. I don't think just yet. Celine, what did you say? Did you say who your pick was?
I picked the thing that wasn't fast food. So
is the person or the place that's number one? Are we going to be surprised by that? Is it
I don't think
common?
so. I don't think so. You might be thinking too big, which could be the problem. Somebody says Wendy's because of all of the jokes. No, it's not Wendy's. No.
It's only fun to be their social media manager.
Yeah, I think so. You're right. Here's the list. They say number one, In-N-Out. Across the whole country, In-N-Out is the number one restaurant from the employee's perspective. Raising Cane's is number two, which I don't understand. I don't know how that is the case.
What's Raising Cane's?
When I go to Raising Cane's, first of all, I hate to say this, I'm going to back up. Some of you are going to be offended. Deal with it. It's some boring ass chicken tenders and okay fries. All right?
Reverse.
Sorry. It's not spectacular. Raising Cane's is not nearly as good as like a million other places.
I don't know how they got to the status where they have that huge location out by the Portillo's and the White Castle, and it's got that double drive-through that line around the corner for the grand opening when all they have is a couple basic items. I feel like their kitchen is perfect for like a really streamlined setup, more so than any popular fast food, because the amount of things that they have to keep on hand is like chicken, fries, bread,
sauce.
I think maybe some slaw, a couple sauces. Like it's so anything on their menu is a combination of less than 10 things.
But that's why I judge so harshly, because if you only have a couple of things, you better be drilling it. Like you might think I'm crazy and I got poverty taste here or something, but
Sean has a poverty taste. Sean has a poverty taste.
Sean has a poverty taste.
The quarter pounder at McDonald's is a near perfect item.
It depends if they do it right.
Almost all the major things on the menu at McDonald's are like so refined in their own way. Like they have served them to so many people over so many years. They're very, very good. So when you have very few things like Raising Cane's, I go in and I go, it's always insane in here. And I'm always like stuck in this little squished area or whatever. And then I get up there and I get some soggy chicken tenders and some fries that are just okay. I will take, if you're local here, Chicken Fire all day long. All day long over Raising Cane's. I'll take Chicken Fire all day long.
Everyone likes fire chicken.
You don't have to get the hot stuff. You can get the stuff that's not all on fire. But
isn't Chicken Fire the one where the mild is still pretty hot? And if you get the medium, they're like, whoa, guy.
No pussies invited then, okay? All right? Only the brave
no,
for this
is where
good
we
place.
can't have an open discussion where we're, allowing every people. I'm not a spicy person.
I was speaking generally. C-Lane had to try to do the thing that you guys do where you're like, what about this? And
yeah, God forbid we include other people.
I am telling you that there is an option, I believe. I could be wrong. C-Lane, fact check me and drop the correction hammer on me if I'm wrong about this. I think even a place like Chicken Fire where they have Nashville hot chicken has one option that's not hot. I think they have like like a regular option, and then they go bam, and they hit you with the good stuff. And that I just swear by that place myself personally. Booty Sweat says Cane's is way too mediocre to only have one damn sauce. If you're not hyping up Raising Cane's, it's pretty good. I wish I had their sauce option, says Marla. Raising Cane's by my house is a high school hangout. Yeah, of course it is. It's huge. Yeah. They bring in like anytime you have a big group of people you want to feed, Raising Cane's, they bring them over if you're not familiar with this place.
Okay, I'm looking at a picture of the menu.
All right, what do we got?
They have, I mean, the names of all the boxes are real cute. Like Munch Box, Hot Box, Fire Box, Kid Box. But,
I like it.
But on the pick your heat level,
Kid Box is a little dicey, but I like it.
You put the kid right in the box.
Okay, that's one way to put it.
Soulful, well, if you automatically jump somewhere else, guys,
that's what Sean
you're
did.
not in
that's
a great place.
Did.
I'm just saying, where's the creeper going to go if he hits that menu? Son of a bitch, I found a gold mine.
Okay. I'm out. With that, I'm out.
Right.
The soulful option for pick your heat is the perfectly seasoned but no heat. But I didn't even know this because I have not actually set foot inside Chicken Fire. I've ordered it. I've had people bring it to my house, and I've tried this, the mild or the medium, like the good ones.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that below mild there was soulful and meek. The in between soulful and mild, there's meek, which I almost would feel.
Meek wings,
I would feel more like a pussy ordering meek than soulful. At least soulful, like I'm here for flavor.
Wait, you remember when McDonald's kind of maximized revenue by saying, "Do you want to supersize that? Do you want to do you want more? What do you want?" And they kind of maximize it. It's a genius idea to shame people into it. Where they go, I would like your chicken tenders and fries, please. And you go, do you want that pussified, or would you like?
I like meek, please. More meek, sir.
Please give me a meek order. It shames you into getting the stuff that's a little hotter. Oh, it's something else. All right, we barely even cracked the list here. We'll keep wandering through this today. We'll go back to these ICE riots that are happening across the country. Websites are in big trouble. We'll talk about that. Elon Musk is apologizing. I'm telling you, we're loaded up, and we want to hear what you think about all of it as we dive into viral here on the show today once more. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is The Jim Colbert Show. Smart-ish, loud, and probably getting fined. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. What storms we had yesterday. Oh my goodness, those poor folks going to the Camping World Stadium event to Post Malone almost got rained out. They got it in. Today, we've got more rain on the way, but it's going to happen a little bit earlier this afternoon instead of tonight. And most of it sets up west of Orlando after a high close to 91 degrees. Could be several inches, though, along the I-75 corridor. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
Eye Candy Energy Drink. The official drink of the summer is here. 3 delicious flavors. Original, sugar-free, and sugar-free cotton candy. Get yours at eyecandyenergydrink.com. Eye Candy Energy Drink.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way. FrankGayServices.com.
When Ram won its first Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it was celebrated. But after 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. And now, so does the deal with Employee Pricing Plus. Stop by your local dealer today and take home a Ram truck. Ram, 7-time Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Nothing stops Ram. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Rams for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. See dealer for details. And 6/30/25. Ram is a registered trademark
trademark of FCA US LLC.
You know what's faster than your paycheck? Literally everything. It's time to get your pay up to speed. With Earnin, you can access your pay as you work instead of waiting days and weeks for a paycheck. Get up to $150 a day with a max of $750 between paydays. No interest, no credit checks, and no mandatory fees. Because, hey, it's your money. Download the Earnin app now to get it and join millions of people making any day payday. That's EARNIN. Earnin is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors available in select states. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Big news for drivers. Presets have landed on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with iHeartRadio. Access your favorite stations, podcasts, and playlists instantly right from your...
Folks, we're coming back in 1 minute. 1 minute. Coming back.
Now at IDC, free financing till the year 2030. That's right. Now for a limited time, you can get the lowest finance rates in America. 0% for 5 whole years on just about every piece of jewelry in our showroom. So you can get that $8,000 engagement ring and pay just $134 a month. Or that $4,000 pair of diamond stud earrings, just $67 a month. International Diamond Center makes it happen with this incredible limited time offer. Just pick any item and spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, designer jewelry, colored gemstones, even certified diamonds are included. Whether your budget is $2,000 or $200,000, this is the smartest way to buy. Hurry in to take advantage of this once-a-year event. 0% financing rates till 2030, store-wide, only at International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. Excludes Rolex. Details and more at shopidc.com on approved credit.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
Well, let me just tell you, it's probably the biggest shouting match we've had on this show in a while, talking about the favorite food places of employees that work there.
Shut
I don't
up,
know how,
Sean. Just shut your stinking mouth.
We fight over the weirdest things on this show. It ends up being the weird things where
I wish
comes
that
like,
was on Skull Mike or fights in between.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, sometimes it comes down to it. When you see something like this where people say, hey, this is the absolute end-all, be-all of employee happiness and the places that they're working at. And almost everybody goes, oh, so you mean Chick-fil-A is going to be the top place for like fast food places because that's the focus of this. And Chick-fil-A is number 10. Like it barely made the list of happy employees. But that doesn't, to me, and all you Chick-fil-A haters miss me with that nonsense. I'm still eating the food. But Chick-fil-A being at 10 doesn't
racism.
Doesn't say something bad to me about Chick-fil-A. It says something good to me about all the companies ahead of them. It says to me, like, these are legit places to work for that the employees are happy for a reason. In-N-Out is number 1, we said. Then we got into a fight about Raising Cane's being overrated, in my opinion, at number 2. Some of these I've never heard of because the number 3 place for fast food where the employees are the most happy and what this says about them, we can extrapolate from it. But Dutch Bros, I don't know what the hell that is.
We just talked about it.
Yeah, it came up recently. It's a coffee place, right?
We did. You're
But
right.
people love it.
Yes, we did just talk about this. Dutch Bros Coffee is number 3.
Is it around here? Where we're from? Sorry.
I don't know.
I think there wasn't. I think that's why we didn't know much about it because there was not a lot of Dutch Bros in our area. But there is one in Apopka that's coming up. It's around. It's just I don't know that it's as prevalent.
But it's
here.
a nationwide chain, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing 3 in the area that we broadcast from.
Hey, number 4 on the list of happiest employees, and shouts out to these employees, even if they're only a little happy today, because I know we got a bunch of people who listen to the show over
What
there.
up, employees?
Chewies, baby.
Oh,
Chewies.
yeah.
Is that
Yeah, I
fast
can get
food?
down with that.
I wouldn't call it fast food, but
Me either. No, I wouldn't either.
Also,
I wouldn't even call it fast casual. I'd call it a restaurant.
Oh,
I call it a
crazy
chain restaurant.
But would you call a coffee place fast food?
No.
Would you call
I mean,
Starbucks?
you can get food fast over there. Can you not?
It probably technically is, Sealand, but I mean, I don't know if the average person would think of it that way. That's a tougher one. Number 5 is Pete's Coffee and Tea with the happiest employees over there in the number 5 spot. Caribou Coffee. Look at the coffee places doing well. Lazy Dog. Uh-oh. Portillo's. I know what Portillo's is. That's
This just
Chicago
sounds like
dogs.
chains.
Longhorn Steakhouse and then Chick-fil-A. Those are where the happiest people are. Some of them I don't know. Some of them I do know. If you work at one of these places and you're not happy and you think this is a BS piece of information in this story from the Hill right here, please let us know. Speak out. We want to hear the detractors who work at one of these places. Send a dispatch to our at thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see where you can record your video or audio dispatch, or an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. You want to be anonymous, put it on top. All right, we'll get to some of those in just a moment here on the show. Lots of people are chiming in about various things, like this in particular. Here's Daniel, who says, "Hi, News Junkie. I went with my son to a popular steakhouse." I'll keep the steakhouse out of it. All right. And he's talking about being shamed for the food you order. We discussed this on the show recently where we said you go to places. C-Lane said he went to a place and they were exploring all the menu items. And eventually the waitress is like, Jesus, how much are you eating?
She said, damn.
Damn, you're eating a lot over here. So on that front, in the stories we were talking about around being shamed for stuff you ordered, I went with my son to a popular steakhouse. My son ordered the small filet. No shame, but I told the waitress I wanted a strip steak. But I couldn't order the small strip because it made me feel small and weak to order a steak with the word small in it. I went back and forth and discussed my concerns with the waitress. She managed to upsell me to the ribeye to order a more manly steak. What a sucker. What a sucker.
That's right. Are you a man? Huh?
Yeah, you got to
Little
get the
baby
tiny
boy.
little one. If you're hungry for the little baby one, get the little baby one. This very same steakhouse, mind you, is one that C-Lane and Sabrina have shamed me for my orders at.
Why? Because you just go to the house, apparently.
I go to
don't
this place.
Get the steak.
And I don't get the steak. I don't get the steak because I
You
like
get
some of
spaghetti
the
like
other
a little
stuff.
baby.
Spaghetti is not baby food. Paschetti, maybe. Spaghetti is for adults. In fact,
I
ask
can't
me what
feed
I
my
had for-
baby spaghetti because
Not yet.
on account
Not
of noodles and there's a whole
Not
lot of
yet.
stuff going on.
What if
there.
you cut into little pieces? Swallow it
Yeah.
whole.
No, it's too young for that. I shouldn't say it's Jackson. Jackson is too young for that. I think still now at this point. But I had that last night for dinner. Spaghetti and meatballs.
That's right.
Love it.
Did Courtney cut it up for you?
She didn't cut it up for me because it wasn't baby food. It was just a normal thing. And there's nothing wrong with it. I love it. Thank you for the email, sir. Appreciate that. Ryan says, "Hey, junkies. I just moved back to Chicago last week." He's talking about the ICE riots, and we talked about one of the cars that was just driving down the street in the loop against all these ICE protesters and stuff. There's a bunch of both categories, just for the record. There's people who are legitimately protesting, and then the people who are part of riots that spiral out of control. I just moved back to Chicago last week, says Ryan. One of my good friends who lives in the burbs took the metro so we could hang out. When he got downtown and was going to switch to the red line, he came across the scene right after the car plowed into the crowd. He said there was a ton of commotion and people were screaming. He thought somebody got hurt in the process. I was waiting for him, and I got the following text. And here's the text message back and forth. It's not showing a number, but it is showing a name. It says, meet you at 6:30 at the Addison Red Line. I'm here. Running late. Big protest downtown. Cops, helicopters. People are blocking Madison and State. Car just hit somebody, I think, on purpose. And he says, OF, as a response to this whole thing. And he follows up. It's crazy to think that if he had been there moments earlier, totally by chance, he could have been plowed over. The protests have been peaceful here in Chicago, and I plan on participating in the big No Kings protest Saturday in Delaney Park. Or Daly Park, rather, he says, over there. Peaceful protest is part of our rights as Americans. Anybody destroying property or harming others deserves to be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Well, I can agree with you. Keep up the great entertainment, says Ryan. I agree with you on that, too. But I can agree with you. I think that you have every right to peacefully protest. But some of the stuff we've seen in, like, Los Angeles in particular, they're not peacefully protesting. And most of it's, like, it might be fueled by...
Not everyone is either. Everyone's being unpeaceful.
That's exactly what I'm saying right now. I'm saying that there are protesters and there are rioters, and there are in the LA protest there was a large portion of that just becoming a riot, just becoming a flat out riot and not a peaceful protest at all. And the intentions of a lot of these people is simply to cause that sort of chaos and do what they're doing, sow discord. That's what I believe. But in Chicago, I haven't seen anything like that. These protests this weekend. Some people calling them No Kings protests. Some people calling them, I forgot what the thing said earlier that I was looking at, resist something protests. And it's all in tandem with the big Trump military parade that's going on in Washington, D.C. So it should make for a very interesting and dramatic weekend. So we'll be watching that for sure. What do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. Let's see. Sure you saw this, but wanted to send over the extra visual, says CD. Is this about the vehicle that was running into people? No, this is a different one. This is in Los Angeles. Let's see what happened here in this video from News Nation.
Administration often carried out by, yep, they're going to take a shot at the window.
Oh, yeah, this is the guy who got run into.
Obviously part of the motorcade.
Yeah, this is an SUV. It's just a white SUV, and the people are out in the road trying to stop these vehicles, which is a dumb move. Stop trying to stop the vehicles. Get out of the streets. You're not Superman. Please stop this nonsense. This person kept trying to run backwards in front of the vehicle.
This guy's going to stand right in front of it as he's making his way down the street. So they've slowed down in terms of the
it went on for
miles per hour that they're using. Other people with phones are running right alongside. But
eventually, this one guy, he falls backwards and hits his head on the street, on the asphalt, which I heard killed the person. I don't know if it did or not. But that kind of stuff is incredibly dangerous and stupid. Don't do it and you won't get hurt, all right? It's easy to avoid injury in so many of these circumstances. But what do you think? Email us. Hit us up with an email at tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Websites are dying out there. And if you're like any one of us, certainly myself, Celine, and Sabrina know that you go to these websites every day and there's more and more annoying pop-ups that we'll see during the show. Autoplay videos, audio popping off everywhere in different tabs. Your pop-up blocker's got a pop-up blocker. They're all trying to make money, and now it's going to get even worse. The web is like a mess to navigate as opposed to how it was in the early 2000s or so. We had a couple of ads here or there. The web's difficult to navigate. It's too many annoying things. But it's going to get worse because AI is gobbling up everything. Everything. Google traffic for these websites that relied on that, and businesses that relied on Google traffic is plummeted like 75% for some of these verticals. All of their traffic is gone. Why? Because now you just hit the AI button on Google. Now you go over to ChatGPT or Grok or whatever AI you want to use, and you search for whatever the information it is you want. I do it all day, every day. I barely search for anything anymore because Google is maybe the best search engine, or DuckDuckGo or whatever one you think is the best is not as good as one of the worst AIs at answering the actual questions that I have. And so it's going to be worse and worse and worse. My fear is that all of these websites, BuzzFeed, CNN, all these websites that rely on ad revenue across the spectrum are only going to get worse. They're only going to get worse. They're only going to start serving up more insane content to try to get like hate clicks coming in because you got to get the page views up, because you got to get the ad impressions up, and all the ad impressions from the search engines are absolutely plummeting. But if you work at one of those places, Tell us what you think. What do you think is going on out there? Let us know with the dispatch or an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. All right, Elon is apologizing.
Oh, sorry, Daddy.
Maybe he's ordering the meek chicken strips today because
Okay.
Should have gone with Soulful.
Nothing wrong with that.
He is apologizing.
People have
Elon Musk is.
sensitive palates and behaviors.
Sounds like this is you. For some of the tweets that Elon Musk posted in the last week or so, he's saying, I'm sorry. We'll go over what his statements are. And is this the end of that rift that I thought would be a wild time between him and Trump, or just the beginning? We'll digest that as well. We got that. Plus, a whole bunch more on the way. Is there, in some of these protests that we're seeing, is there people who are saying something that is maybe the most annoying possible thing to say in public? I'll tell you what it is, and we'll go over this together. That is coming up in a bit as well on the show. All of it coming up next on the News Junkie.
Tickets for the 2025 Real Radio Charity Poker Tournament presented by JustCallMo.com go on sale June 17th. Details at realradio.fm/poker.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Emergency crews have moved that accident off to the shoulder now on Florida's Turnpike northbound before County Road 561. Traffic still slowing down through that area. There's a crash reported on
Skull Like Squad. How are we doing today? How are we doing today? Hello, the Step Up P. Hello, Big Dog Millionaire. Hello, Surge Destroyer or something. Hello, Alicia. Hello, Beehaw. Hi, everybody. We got about 5 minutes or so, then we're getting right back to it. I want to talk about this Elon stuff. I want to talk about, like, why is there apologizing going on? Is Elon scared that he might actually lose some of these bigger government contracts, SpaceX and all of those? What is it? Is there more to it than that? We shall see. Still, audio, video good? Yes, seems like it is. Hello?
Hey, you can turn off the gradient light.
Okay, I will. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
My passport got approved, so I should get it in like 5 days.
Ooh, nice. Okay, that's pretty quick.
So you
All right.
should try to get yours.
We'll do mine in this week.
Okay.
I gotta get a good picture though.
Okay.
I don't want a stupid picture.
My picture is kind of stupid.
No, it's not. I think it's good. I don't think it's bad at all. Why do you think it's stupid? I think you look good. All right, you out of here?
Yeah.
See you later, alligator.
Okay, I hope it doesn't rain.
Thank you. Me too.
The weather guy earlier just talked about the weather last night and then was like, it's gonna rain in the afternoon. And then that was it. Like, you give me a time?
They don't want to get caught getting it wrong anymore.
Yeah,
I'm telling
so just don't do it.
you. All of them are wrong. The apps are wrong. The people are wrong. They're all wrong all the time. Yesterday, I believe after the show, because I was like, let's walk lady, let's do this. I believe when I looked, it said no rain at all.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, 100% chance of rain. Then like, it'll stop soon.
It will literally be like, it's not raining and it will be pouring outside.
Yeah, yeah.
Or it's raining and then it's sunny out. I don't.
Crazy.
All right.
Okay, be safe.
Thank you.
Okay, see you later. Elon was scared he would get disappeared? I don't think so. I think Elon might have weighed out like, what's the best case scenario here? Which direction should I go in? And then I thought Elon, here's my actual guess, okay? I think Elon maybe thought I'll be the news cycle here and I'll rise above Trump a little bit, but the ICE protests get all of that out of the way. That will be, for at least the next 2 to 3 weeks, probably the main story. This weekend will be big, and then everything after that will be big. And the more the National Guard goes out, that'll be big. And I think Elon thought Trump is actually going to be popular on a lot of this stuff that's happening, whether you like it or not. So bad time for Elon to go against him. That's what my gut tells me. Weed Consumer says the weather has been off consistently for months. At least here in Orlando, the deal is this. For every single day from right now until the end of September, end of August at least, I just picture it as go hour by hour. It's definitely going to storm at some point in time. The storm will probably be pretty quick and pretty aggressive, and then you move on. It's literally the only way to look at it. MPWS says steak is boring compared to a great plate of spaghetti bolognese. And I agree. I love it. Crystal says, oh my God, no! I don't know the last time I was live. Face pink tears. Well, hello, Crystal. Hi. We got 2 minutes and we're coming back. It's the colliding sea breeze boundaries, then poof, gone. Dan hitting on the important stuff. Review Bra liked the Taco Bell nuggets. Love me some Review Bra. Every once in a while he jumps into chat. Love him. Love Review Bra. Big fan. Arthur, hi. Folks, if you're over on YouTube or Twitch, make sure you subscribe and hang out with the show. And it's not just going to be the 4-hour syndicated radio show that we also live stream moving forward. With the new equipment and some of the final things I'm going to get in the next couple of weeks, there will be many more live streams, especially for stuff like these ice riots and all that kind of stuff, where we can do stuff live and kind of get deeper into it, much deeper than we can on the radio. So subscribe. Instead of putting the focus in like short videos and like longer clips from the show, especially on YouTube, the focus moving forward is going to be much more live stuff like this. All right, we're coming back. All right, we're coming back, folks. 30 seconds, coming in hot.
Door on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
It's the Summer Splash with new Nissans from 18.9 at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the new.
Friend, hang out, take a seat, let's have some fun, let's enjoy all things viral with the 3 best friends you never knew you had. Learn more about the show, go over to thenewsjunkie.com right now. I gotta say, this is gonna be flaming hot take here. This is probably gonna be,
here we go.
This is probably gonna be like bad take neighborhood, maybe even for me.
And you're so excited for it.
I'm just here to tell you what's on my mind. And this is about a guy. Now, I'm going to start off with this. Yes, he's Canadian. I'm not targeting him because he's Canadian. All right? Yes, he's retired. I'm not going after him because he's retired. It's not part of it at all. Yes, he's a cancer survivor. He just so happens to be a cancer survivor, and that's in every story about this guy. That makes it real hard to criticize here. But I'm really skeptical, David Sirkin of Alberta, Canada. I'm really sus about what's going on here with you. Now, let me tell you guys what's happened, and you tell me if you think something's going on with Mr. David Sirkin of Alberta, Canada.
All right, give us the haps, man.
Back in August, congratulations, David Sirkin won the lottery.
All right.
All right. Congratulations. In August, he won the lottery, won $366,000. Not bad. So he got his check in August, got very excited about it. And then, hold on. Yep. In November, David Sirkin won the lottery. Congratulations, David Sirkin.
Yeah.
Won the lottery, yep. Got $732,000 in November. And, that was a pretty good 2024, if you ask me. But just coming in the last month, David Sirkin won the lottery again. Yeah, he did it. They said it couldn't be done. $366,000, $732,000, and then another $732,000.
I can't even do the math that fast.
How do you win the lottery 3 times in what? 6 or 8 months or so?
What kind of lotto?
This is a Canadian lottery, I guess. Hold on. According to Now Toronto.
What's that about?
The lottery, Canadian Lottery Corporation, the Western Canadian Lottery Corporation, says this is he's won 4 separate times now, according to this story. It says, a retired cancer survivor, let me bring this up in front of me so we can dig just a little bit deeper here. And it's from Newser. It says, Canadian defies odds, wins 3rd lottery jackpot in a year. Yeah. I mean, he's defying the odds. He defied the odds by beating cancer, at least, surviving that. He says, I'm grateful for all of it. David Sirkin, who counts 4 lifetime wins of the lottery. All right, Lotto 649, that must be the game he's playing, huh? Lotto 649, because he's using that in the picture.
Yeah.
So can you find
be weird if those were his numbers.
Yeah, right. Try to find Lotto 649 details or odds. I would like to hear that. Like, how could this happen? A retired cancer survivor has beaten the odds again. David Sirkin of Alberta, Canada, has become an internet sensation after winning 3 separate lottery jackpots between August and May of last year, making $1.8 million. The Western Canadian Lottery Corporation says these new wins mark Sirkin's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th times hitting the jackpot in his life. He has won the lottery 4 times.
I mean, sounds like a very lucky guy, minus the cancer stuff.
That's crazy. An outcome with odds so slim they're rarely seen. He got over $1 million for this whole thing. For context, here we go. For context, the odds of landing even the first of these wins were about 1 in 33.3 million. Just to win 1, and he's won 4 times. He won $250,000 first, and then all these recent wins. He says he's been playing for fun. You check your ticket, and if you win, you're happy. If you don't, you can always try again. That's easy to say when you won 4 times. Jesus,
that's
man.
it, guys. Just keep going, trying. That's it.
He went to Hawaii after his previous lottery jackpot, and now he's going to Newfoundland. He's going to Newfoundland to celebrate his time and his win. I'm just grateful for all of it, he says. I don't know, man. 4 lotto wins. I hate to say it, buddy, but my radar is pinging over here. Something seems a little funky.
What can he do? What do you think he's doing?
I don't even know if you can cheat like that.
Maybe it's just easier in Canada.
Could be. It's the odds are probably there's less people playing in Canada, obviously, but more so the fact that you could win once, twice, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. 4 times is the odds stacked up on that would be so unbelievably, incredibly difficult. That's crazy. And I don't even know. I don't think even TNJ AI could do those odds. Right? Let's try it. If you won the Canadian lottery and the odds were 1 in 33 million to win it, and then you won 3 more times, so a total of 4 wins of the lottery, what would be the odds that you can win that many times? pushing it to the limits over here. That is the AI is going to be smoking and freaking out.
Winning the lottery once with odds of 1 in 33 million is incredible. To win 4 times, you'd multiply those odds together, resulting in 1 in over 4 trillion.
1 in
That's
4 trillion.
Yeah, but did he win the top jackpot, or didn't you say like over the couple wins it was just small pieces, like he only matched 3 or 4 numbers maybe?
Here's his wins, C-Lane. 4 wins. 250 grand, 366 grand, 732 grand, 732 grand.
See, that doesn't tell me much because I don't know what the Lotto 649 jackpot.
What are the odds for the type of cancer he got?
I don't know, but this man is full of luck and unluck, I guess. Oh, luck for beating the cancer, too. He's got that much at least going.
What's his name?
The guy's name is, hang on here. His name is David Serkin. David, Serkin, of Alberta, Canada. We'll dig in and get some more on him and see what happened. But right now, Elon Musk versus Trump. I thought this was going to be the hot new thing, man. I thought we were going to go nuclear on this. But I guess Elon saw that these ICE protests are blowing up now. Trump has some support on that front. And maybe he didn't want to go against Trump when this was going to be much bigger news than their fight or something. I don't know. Maybe Elon Musk actually got worried that he was going to lose some government contracts for Starlink or whatever.
Was going to happen.
Well, you're not supposed to because of like a fight with somebody, in power, but I'm sure that happens all the time.
Stopped him.
I'm sure that happens a lot. Here's his post. Elon Musk says this. And you got to wonder, where did this come from? I regret some of my posts.
Some of them.
Not all of them.
I don't think he's going to give us which ones he regrets versus the ones that he still stands by.
No, probably not.
Ask Groot.
I regret some of my posts about President Donald Trump last week. They went too far, Elon Musk said.
Epstein one, I bet, huh?
He didn't mention that one in particular, but that was one of the more incredible statements that he put out there. And I love when stuff like this happens because when I'm watching, I'm here for the fireworks, baby. That's what I want to watch. I want to see 2 big, giant behemoths of personalities fight each other. And there's lots of good drama off that, no matter who you like. But Elon Musk.
They're both man babies.
And Donald Trump, they were both going at this in public, right? And both of them start to say, Elon Musk goes, Trump is not going to release the Epstein files because he was in it. And then Trump dumps back on Elon. And you go, hey, didn't you guys know this about each other when you were best buddies? You can't really take a moral high ground and go, here's what I think about this person now. I'm going to dump on them afterwards. Like, you were totally best buddies with this person, and now you're dumping the information afterwards. Were you upset by it then or now? Or, when was this the case? So for now, we got a bit of a Cold War setting in. And Elon Musk says, I regret some of my posts about President Donald Trump last week. They went too far. So we'll see if that can ice out there or not. Not any play on the actual ice action going on there.
Nice pun, Sean.
But one thing I did think was super interesting, CNN was talking about some of the polling around immigration with Trump. And of all the people, this is continually surprising to a lot of folks who are very, very political. They will be surprised to know that when you ask immigrants, legal immigrants, what they think, they very much support Trump's policies on immigration. Legal immigrants in this country very much support Trump's policies.
Even if some of their family members are not here legally or perhaps visa expired?
All I said was legal immigrants in this country. So legal immigrants, when asked about this, have gone from in 2020, you could see they supported Democrats by 32 points on the immigration issue. 32 points. And just 4 years later, that swing has gone all the way over to Republicans by +8. That's a 40-point swing from legal immigrants, people legally in this country who are saying, yeah, toss these people out who are coming over the border illegally and jumping to the front of the line. I don't like it. I've heard from a lot of people saying that. This is showing in some of the polling that's going on out there. Let's see what CNN says.
Start off on the fact that immigrant citizens, immigrant voters, foreign-born voters have gone tremendously
to the right on this issue in 2024 and 2025 versus where they were in 2020. Closest to or trust more in immigration. You go back to 2020. Democrats, get this, held a 32-point lead on this issue. Immigrant voters were in the Democratic camp. Jump forward to 2024, 2025. Look at that shift, a 40-point shift to the right among immigrant voters. Republicans now lead on this issue by 8 points over Democrats, more so than any other group that I could find. The group of voters who became more hawkish on immigration were, in fact, immigrants themselves, immigrants who are registered to vote in this country.
Honestly, this is where a lot of politicians really missed the ball on this one. A lot of people were very confused looking at Miami. They're like, Miami? How could Miami be for Trump? And you go, let me count the ways. I could tell you about 10 ways that Miami was always kind of destined to sink over to much more on that side than like a Kamala Harris side of things. But one of them that's big is, even though there's a bunch of illegal people in Miami, there's also a ton of legal immigrants. In fact, they are the majority in South Florida, especially in Miami. And legal immigrants are like, I did all the things. I followed all the rules. I think these people should have to do that too. Of course, it's a complex issue, but it's interesting to see it from that angle. It's not all like a bunch of, European-born generations ago Americans here screaming at Mexicans crossing the border. No, it's just not the case. It's people who followed the rules versus people who didn't. And that's a really big switch in opinions there. If you look at that, 32 points for the Democrats to plus 8 points for the GOP, the Republicans. That's a big, big difference. Let us know what you think. All right, we'll get to you. Actually, we can work in, let's work in like one or two dispatches real quick. Hang on. What did I do here? I really, okay, got it.
Strike two.
I made a mistake, but I got it fixed there. Here we go. Let's see what you got with your dispatches. Send yours over at thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. I said that differently for the first time ever.
I like it, Jap.
Here is J-Bones with the dispatch talking about happy workers.
Good morning, junkies. Hey. I'd say it's In-N-Out, man. In-N-Out was fantastic. And every single person I knew that worked at In-N-Out was making $15 an hour or more in Arizona, and they all loved that company.
Yeah.
My son-in-law went back to work for them 3 different times at 3 different locations running the restaurant.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't know this stuff, and strangely enough, it's a lot of like college-educated people who went and got degrees to try to make a bunch of money, and many of them couldn't actually get to where they were going to. They will look down on some of these positions, and I don't think a lot of them realize that you could do pretty well. I think if you take a lot of people wearing suits every day with $150,000 in college debt, and you said, hey, would you ever work at Buc-ee's? I think they would laugh, and they would look down their nose at you, and they'd go, work at Buc-ee's?
And then you go to Buc-ee's and see the sign. They put it right there in the front by the
Buc-ee's
coolers.
pays. Buc-ee's pays well. And Buc-ee's has people who I'm sure are very happy to be employees. I mean, they do pretty well. One of the signs, like Sabrina's talking about, and let me see if I can bring one up here for the folks on the stream. This is what you'll see out there, though everybody will look down their nose at these kind of places. Buc-ee's, they'll pay $18 an hour, paid weekly to cashiers. Restroom crew, $20 an hour. Good. The restroom crew should make more, right? Food service and car wash, $21 an hour. Team leads, $20 to $23 an hour. Department manager, $25 to $33. Assistant food service manager, up to $42 an hour. The people who are working full-time, assistant general manager, up to $150,000. Car wash manager, $125,000. Food service manager, $175,000. General manager of the Buc-ee's, $225,000. 401k, 3 weeks paid time off. I mean, that's a job. But a lot of people look down their nose at it because it's not the job that they wanted. It's not the thing that they were going for after all. A lot of people are confused about that stuff. I think that one, I said, good for you. You're working at a place that you like this. Keep on working at that place. Enjoy yourself. One more. Here is Booty Sweat talking about the lady with the leaf blower, not the air blower.
No. A wind blower.
Wind blower.
Not the wind blower, as the Zoomer who was interviewing him said.
Sometimes wind needs some blowing, huh?
She had the electric leaf blower.
Hey there, news junkies. Happy hump day. You know, I just love the people who try to claim LA as formerly Mexican land and say that the U.S. should give it back.
Right.
And, because I'm really looking forward to the day that we actually do that. And then Mexico will happily agree to return all of its land to the Kingdom of Spain. And then Spain will, in turn, return it to France, who will hand it right back to Spain, all the way up until Los Angeles is in the hands of the Tongan native tribe that lived there before the Europeans ever made it there. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Get out of here with your history, sir. The history of arguments begins where it benefits me most. That's how it works, all right? When you talk about these issues, God forbid you're talking about Israel and Palestine or any kind of border issues or anything, the history starts where the loud person with the megaphone decides it's most convenient for them. And just for the record, the western portion of what became the United States of America was owned in air quotes, by the Mexican government for like less than 20 years or something. It was not a very long period of time that it was ever a part of Mexico. But you're exactly right. This is just the dumb stuff people do. You know what borders matter now? The ones that we have right now set up and accepted by the rest of the world. Those are the borders that matter the most. Those are the borders that matter, at least I think, in normal circumstances. And I'm sorry, but it ain't Mexico, no mo. That's just not the way it works. So you might want to try to get on board with what's going on here. Because I, for one, would love some great immigrants to this country. And there are many, many, many great immigrants to this country. But I don't want ones that seem to hate America, which a small portion of these like very political, very leftist immigration protesters seem to be. Not a big fan of them myself. What do you think? Let us know. Send us an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, or a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Got a question for you. We'll go in a different direction in here. Sort of like stoking the fire a little bit and then, letting it cool down. Having a snack.
Right.
I saw a trend that's been kind of exploding on social media, and I think it perfectly plays into the two of you.
Facebook!
Right? I think it does.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
And I think you'll have an answer for this question when we come back. I don't want to say too much more than that because I don't want you to prepare, but I believe both of you will have a solid answer for this, and I think that you've experienced this in real time. I'll ask Sabrina, C-Lane, and everybody else about this when we come back. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
10,000 or less?
Yeah, do you know that when you hug people, you're exchanging heart energy?
What's heart energy?
Russ exchanges fart energy.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Keep an eye out for an accident reported on the Beach Line eastbound before John Young Parkway. Traffic still slowing down on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Emergency crews have cleared up that accident on Florida.
I got it. That we're going to do. All right, Skull Mike. Hey, folks. Tiny little cameraman. Hey, here you go. Pay attention. Follow me. If you are new to the stream, welcome in. Huh? If you're new to the stream, welcome in. That was just C-Lane saying I'm on back at HQ. Please subscribe to the channel no matter where you're watching. We'd love to have you on board. Hopefully you enjoy this show. And we'll get to some of your comments here in just a moment. But I have a question for everybody. Okay? And I need you to be honest with me. Now, I often spar with the people who are like on the fringes politically. You don't think you're on the fringe, but you are, trust me. And I view myself as more of a centrist on a lot of issues. I'll lean to the right on like some immigration issues and things like that. I lean to the left mostly on social issues. I'm pretty intensely in those directions on those issues. But I don't care about parties and any of that shit. But no matter where you are across that spectrum, I want you to answer this question for me, chat. We were just about to purchase our tickets, our hotel, and all the activities we were going to do for Mexico City. Good idea or bad idea for Courtney and I to still go to Mexico City on vacation in the next month? Good idea or a bad idea at this point with all the immigration stuff going on to go to Mexico City? Now, Mexico City is one of the biggest, I think it's the biggest city in North America. It's a massive city, awesome place. But do you think there's any chance that there'll be like some anger there? What do you think? Good idea or bad idea? I think it could actually be more interesting. I think it could be super interesting. Good idea, but leave the MAGA hat behind? Should I? Should I? Or wear this? Bad idea, go to Costa Rica? Mexico City seems interesting. I want to go. I think we should go. I think it'll be more interesting to go now than it would have been to begin with. For the first time, I think maybe first or second time I went to Puerto Rico was after a hurricane. And I think it was the second time I went to Puerto Rico. Trump had gone there recently, and there was like the photo of Trump like throwing a paper towel or whatever. And all of these like ultra white, rich online types were shitting all over Trump for going to Puerto Rico. And I remember it was really interesting to travel there at that time because every single Puerto Rican that I ran into at a bar or anywhere, somebody who lives there that we talked to was like, hey, at least he showed up. At least the dude came. Nobody else cares to come when stuff like this happens. And it was just like a radically different position than watching traditional media outlets and cable news and stuff you would have thought would have happened there. So I think that might make it interesting. AJ Soup says, Mexico City is awesome, Sean. Y'all will love it. So much history and art and amazing food. There's so much to explore. It's massive. Might enrage someone with blue hair. Yeah, but those people all live in California or big cities in the United States. I don't think Mexican people are anything like that. Like, I think a lot of these people are the worst representatives you could ever imagine for actual illegal immigrants in this country. They're the worst fucking example you could ever have. They're unlikable troglodytes. Loud, obnoxious, fat, gassy human beings screaming about bullshit, and they're incredibly privileged. But the actual people I care about. You know, the actual human beings that they're supposing to represent. Don't be a pussy, go. Shouldn't avoid the rest of the world. I agree. I got the best street tacos in Mexico City through a little window I found just walking down an alleyway. The food is fire. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about that. I don't like incredibly traditional Mexican food, but I'll be fine. I want to try a lot of stuff. I know this is a sin, and saying this will do me more harm than saying anything before we go to Mexico City, but I'm going to say it. Tex-Mex is better in every way than Mexican food. Deal with it. Deal with it, buddy. Here we go. Hey.
An improved iHeartRadio app.
Maren Morris opens up like never before about why she left country music, and this is an interview you don't want to skip. Plus, did you know Megan Thee Stallion is a huge Sex and the City fan? Well, she sat down with Kristen Davis, and she's got some pretty hot takes on the show. And if you live for true crime Tonight is now on iHeartRadio 5 nights a week, diving deep into the biggest cases and celebrity scandals you don't want to miss.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
You're listening to the News Junkie. Proceed towards your undoing.
Stories of the day, and you can learn more about the show or even watch us live on YouTube or twitch.tv/the News Junkie. If you want to be with a large group of people, you hang out with our YouTube watchers. That's where the most people are by far. If you want to hang out with like a tight-knit, cool crew kind of, you go over to twitch.tv/the News Junkie.
Oh, what, YouTube's not cool? Not cool
YouTube's
enough for
cool.
Sean?
YouTube's cool. I get in arguments less with the Twitch people. The Twitch people are more solid human beings. They're funnier, I think, sometimes.
Oh, okay, wow. So you are coming at YouTube.
No, I'm not coming at them. I love the YouTube folks. I mean, I'm obviously not coming at them. I sit there and spend time with these people. Unlike you guys, I care about them. I try
Don't
to
give us access to it.
Try to water them and, make sure that they grow as healthy crops out into the rest of the world. And, so I love to spend time with the folks on Skull Mike over there. So, yes. Hello, folks, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch, do join us and watch the show at some point.
I caught a lot of the show yesterday, a good amount of the show yesterday while I was just waiting around.
Thank you for listening.
And the most Skull Mike I've ever caught.
Oh, really?
And
you're welcome, by the way. You're welcome.
It was I was kind of laughing at you a little bit because as soon as Sean hits the button, he goes, Skull Mike! Skull Mike!
That's right.
Before he even stands up. Skull Mike!
And you get a lot of steps in, too.
Coming over.
I need the steps. I haven't been able to go for a walk in 3 days straight because of all these damn thunderstorms. I need
but they're really letting my crotons thrive. So thank you, storms.
I don't even know what a croton is, man.
Oh, buddy, come on.
What's
Only
a croton?
the greatest
calls him
plant there is.
Junkie.
Don't Google, Sabrina. Look at the camera. Stare at the camera. What's a croton?
Delicious, tell you, first and foremost.
All right.
And they
you saying crouton?
No.
Crotons, dude. Come on.
All right. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's. I think that one of the best vegetables, and if not, fruit to grow in Florida.
Is a croton a fruit, C-Lane?
A croton is just a plant.
Okay.
It's just a.
All right. Well, I'll see your croton, and
plant.
I raise you a loquat that I've been trying to grow myself, and the stem is sturdy these days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. Here's some crotons.
I've seen them. Yeah, they're very pretty.
Yeah, you can't even eat them.
Loquat, I will not see. I don't think I'll be alive for the time that it actually grows into a tree.
You think that, but you know what's wild to me? When I look back at the pictures the day we bought our house, we have some pictures, then we have like some old street view pictures before I blurred that out. I can see the tree, the oak tree that's in our front yard, not the tree in the backyard that they pretended was an oak tree. They lied out there right through their teeth at me. But the oak tree in the front yard, it was about 4 feet high or so when we bought the house. It's now, I think, 20 feet tall, or maybe not that tall. It's pretty damn close. It's a huge tree now, massive tree, and only getting bigger and bigger every single year.
There's a joke in my family, especially at my household, about the croton.
You?
No, about
the croton.
Because one day on a weekend, Ashley woke me up, and she got up and she was in like a chore mode. Landscaping stuff. She wanted to go to a nursery and pick up, and she's trying to pick out plants, and I'm just like, oh gosh, I'm probably a little hungover, but I don't want to do this, and so I'm kind of hemming and hawing. And she said, I don't know what triggered me. She said, babe, I need you to be more excited about crotons. And I said, All right, ask and ye shall receive. We're getting some mother effing Crotons.
Do you hear that, everybody?
Come
on!
Crow City bitch.
All day I was just geeked about Crotons. And she was a little amused, but also like, all right, I kind of did that to myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had it coming at that point, I think. I have a question for both of you. I talked about this. I had a question for you. And before we get geared up for the next segment here, and we'll get back into some more, the controversial stuff here and there.
Less landscaping talk, I promise.
No, I like the side quests. I think people need the side quests to be sort of the bread between the butter. Yeah, that'll work. And in this case, there's a new trend that's spreading on social media because you guys aren't cool enough to keep up with this stuff. I'll do the work. I'll keep you up with what's happening right now.
Y'all see this?
And it's called 90 and a 35. You guys seen this at all? 90 and a 35?
Oh, tell me
Sounds like
more.
a racing term.
I like this because it kind of opens things up for everybody. And the point is, what is that song, the song for you, that when it comes on, it'll have you going 90 miles an hour in a 35 mile an hour speed zone?
Drive. I even, like, at that point, pretend that I have a stick shift car.
And you just like...
And I swerve around. I shut up and I drive.
Oh, I love it, man. Every once in a while, there's one of those songs come on. I'll go up to 70 miles an hour on the highway.
Oh, crazy.
I'll get up there. I will get up there. I'm not a speeder, as you know from listening to this show, but I'll get up there a little further.
See, I can't identify a song that makes me speed.
Metallica Fuel?
But there are songs that make me circle the neighborhood. because I'm drumming, man. I'm into it, and I'm like, there's my street. Screw that. Let's take another lap so I can at least get to the end of the bridge, the breakdown.
What song is this?
Fool in the Rain by Led Zeppelin is a perfect example.
Oh, I don't even know if I know that.
It's a good one. Immigrant song too.
Oh, perfect timing. I think Fuel by Metallica is one of the ones that always hit for me. But people have these songs where they're going, I'm driving, and it makes me, hence the whole trend, makes me want to go 90 and a 35. And everybody from all these different generations, people have lots of different options that they bring up. So let us know what you think. Let us know what is the song for you. And let us know if there's something that makes you just absolutely mash the gas pedal like that.
Oh, John says "Move Bitch" by Ludacris.
That's a good one.
That could be a good one. Yeah.
That's kind of an aggressive one, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Like, it's like Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit.
You about to get ran the F over, he says.
It does feel good. Somebody says Highway Star. I don't know what that is. I'm a Baby Shark guy.
Nothing
I don't
compares
believe
to you.
Nothing compares to you as a jam. I get down with it. Yeah.
I've got 120. Listen to that bad boy.
I know sometimes they don't seem like they're banger songs like that would make you hit the gas pedal, but sometimes they do for me. I could get down with that. Anything by Flogging Molly.
Oh.
Like
see, all that's a lot of fun, but then you have someone that cuts you off and they ruin the whole song. You can't get back to singing.
Big Doug Millionaire, you're a liar. All right. The MASH theme song does it for me? No. Nobody ever is driving along and that comes on and they freak out. Let us know what you think. What makes you go from that 35 to 90 or whatever it was? What
90
makes
and a 35.
90? What makes you go 90 and a 35? Hit us up with your dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? There's a bidding war to relaunch an iconic 1970s horror franchise, and the bidders are all so different. Kanye gets a new name, and Taylor gets a new restraining order. Plus, Roseanne thought the bitch was white, but apparently the creators of the Connors wanted her to be white. Ghost white, minus the white. They want her to be a ghost. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Well, it'll be hot and steamy today, highs reaching 91 degrees. There will be a 60% chance for a late day storm. You know, it looks like the storms are going to be a little bit earlier today, probably between like 3 and 5 p.m. instead of like yesterday where they were happening early in the nighttime. The highest rain chances, the heaviest rains will set up west of Orlando this evening. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
Hey, everybody, with rainy season on the way, you want to make sure your roof is solid as a rock, protecting you and your family. Nobody wants that more than my friends over at Eustace Roofing. Now, it is Eustace Roofing, but they cover all of Central Florida. And these guys have the experience you want, in business since 1959, that's protecting Florida homes for over 65 years. In 2021, they were the National Roofing Company of the Year, and they run the cleanest work site in the business. And they have no interest financing available. Contact your trusted roofing advisor for a quote today at eustaceroofing.com.
It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but it's...
Go away. Hang tight. Got a wrangle. Cameraman, we're over here. Camera, thank you. You guys falling asleep on the job today, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? All right, let me go look at the iMac. Come on, you tiny little bastard. Come on. You Oompa Loompa. You little mini midget. Okay, that looks all right. That looks okay. Kenny G does it for me? You're a liar. You lying dog. We're coming back in 4 minutes, folks. Anything by the Interrupters makes me want to drive fastish. That's a good band. Dig them. Dig that, like, ska vibe for driving. Yeah, I can get behind that. Let Me Ride by Dr. Dre. Swedish death metal. Time to water the YouTube crops. That's what I'm doing. I'm just over here watering the crops. Getting everything built up. Then eventually, you guys will get larger and larger in size because we're tending to the crops here. And we want the best of the best in the crops. Some of you aren't the best of the best, and then you get yeeted out. Never come back again. Blunt, Boats, and Butts by Young FKA. That's one of my favorites, actually. Sean, are you still going to Epcot on the reg? We went to Epcot last weekend. I go all the time. Went to the Italian restaurant in there. Magnifique. What are the YouTube crotons? You guys aren't crotons. You're a variety of very beautiful, very amazing tropical plants. Oh, God. I was talking with Courtney about going to Mexico City when the immigration stuff is going on in the U.S. And I said, they're going to love us. She says, I'm going to tell them that you like flour tortillas, which is true. I think flour tortillas are superior in every way to corn tortillas. And that might be controversial in some parts of Mexico. And then she said, I'm going to ask them where their best Taco Bell is. I don't think you should do that. I think that will make them more mad than anything else. Rise Against is better than Against Me, in my opinion. True. I agree. I Can't Drive 55. Radar Love, yeah. Wear Your MAGA hat, LOL. Are you on a delay? Are you on a 20-minute joke delay? Are you just joining us here? That joke has already been made, dumbass. Try to keep up. Rage Against the Machine. F you, I won't do what you tell me. All right, we're coming back. Interesting. All right, got some news coming in a bit here. Busy show.
US LLC. Orlando's premier comedy club and restaurant is the Funny Bone, located at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Eddie Griffin, June 13th and 14th.
I ain't trying to go to jail about no drinking, because you get to jail, ain't no drinking.
Check out the star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and bar available, as well as parking discounts for all guests. Follow us on all social media platforms and get your tickets now at orlando.funnybone.com. We'll see you at the show.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
In the world of entertainment and beyond. Thank you for hanging out with us on the show. We appreciate it. Learn more about all things going on around here in the world of the News Junkie on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Just watering the YouTube crops, watching them grow up brilliantly, and spraying terrible pesticides and all sorts of very bad, dangerous things on all the folks who pop up and need to be hit down, smacked like whack-a-mole style. And it's beautiful over there. So come watch the show and join the community on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Just
Perfect opportunity to call them weeds.
Oh, yeah, weeds. The weeds. I got to get rid of the weeds. No, I got rid of them all already. They're sweet people over there. YouTube.com/thenewsjunkie, twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV. You can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Okay.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up is right. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Dawn, thatmortgageguydon.com, and the Home Loans Radio Show. Refinancing, buying your first dream home, starting a business, or expanding that business. Works with somebody who's got your backs. Someone who has your best interest in mind. Someone who knows what they're doing, but they're really easy to talk to. And that's That Mortgage Guy Dawn. Get the process started today by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the book with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Words. 26 years ago, 1999, this was released.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, baby. 2 points for the name. Full title.
International Man of Mystery.
Nope. 99. I'm looking for.
Austin Powers.
Shagadelic Baby?
No.
Oh, you got a word in there. You got a word in there, though.
The Spy Who Shagged Me.
That is correct, Christopher. Some fun facts, baby. Rob Lowe's impression of Robert Wagner was developed years before the film when Lowe was dating one of Wagner's daughters.
Nice.
And I'm gonna.
Sounds like a Rob Lowe move.
Yeah. The scene with Johnson the Rocket did so well with test audiences that the filmmakers went back and filmed more after completing the initial film.
That's the thing that I remember the most about watching that in the theaters was that string of jokes just going and going.
Oh,
like the penis spaceship thing?
Yeah.
Having the entire film done, and they're like, this is so funny. We got to go back.
Where they just, like the Miss Mary Mac song, or one of those songs where everything that sounds like it's supposed to be bad turns into something different.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
they're like, it looks like it's got, and then an umpire says, 2 balls.
An early trailer for the film included the
case you
voiceover. If you only see one movie this summer, see Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. But if you see two movies, also see Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
I remember that well.
Baby. So there's your fun fact, and ready to just feel like time is a construct and it's just flying by.
Not necessarily.
1 year ago already.
Oh, the Hawk Tua girl.
Hawk Tua. Happy anniversary. Or Tua-versary?
Her stock is low these days, though, I think.
On account of the crypto.
Haley,
yeah, that was a bad move.
Haley Welch, off the bat, wants to be known more than just Hawk Tua girl. And to that I say, Haley, no one would know who you were if it wasn't for the Hawk Tua stuff.
I think I might know Haley Welch. I might connect it, but most people wouldn't.
She did disappear from the spotlight for months after the meme coin scandal that used her name. She is focused on the future and enjoying the opportunities this viral moment has brought her. I believe the last we heard was that she was going to have her own reality show.
I don't know. She's been everywhere.
The podcast world.
Mm-hmm. That was okay for her.
Her viral moment now helps provide for her family. She said at one point she got to buy her grandmama a whole Volkswagen.
Hot damn.
So, Hawk Tua.
Oh.
Sorry. Taylor Swift, on the other hand, can buy all the grandmas, all the Volkswagens, and she can also put on her list, I feel like it's page 2 at this point, another stalker. She has been granted a temporary restraining order against a man who has allegedly been stalking her at her Los Angeles residence. I introduce to you Brian Jason Wagner. I only give the 3 names when he's a bad boy. 45-year-old man from Colorado. Been ordered to maintain a minimum of 100 yards from the singer until June 30th. So temporary indeed.
That's it? All right.
Said to be in fear for her safety and the safety of her family. She sought the restraining order on June 6, writing, I am informed that Mr. Wagner made various statements about living at my property. Not true. Being in a relationship with me. Not true. Believing I'm the mother of his son. Not true. And needing to see me in person, all of which are untrue and disconnected from reality. He was caught in July 2024 carrying a glass bottle that could have been used as a weapon around her. Also said to have attempted to collect her mail. The most recent visit allegedly occurring this past month. But unfortunately, she wasn't there to see it.
Why not? Why's that?
Because she's dead.
Oh.
I'm going to let you finish, though. But first, I introduce to you a new name. Well, watch your mouth.
Not Ye anymore?
Not Ye, not Kanye. He has apparently changed his name legally to Ye Ye.
Wait, he does this? He doesn't do it legally every time, does he?
They say that his legal switch to Ye in 2021. He will now be going by Ye Ye. And
all right.
Has been listed as Ye West, Ye Ye.
Yeah. You know who had a lot of name changes, Kanye?
Prince?
Diddy.
Oh.
Oh, it's not good. Not a good path to follow, I don't think, no.
So, in explaining his previous change to Ye, he said, at the time in the Bible, it means you, so I'm you, I'm us, it's us. It went from being Kanye, which means the only one, to just Ye, us. So us is what you can call him.
He's not tweeting a lot these days. It's been much more chill on the tweet front.
Oh, just wait. Just wait. He's overdue. Significantly. Someone who also has not been out in the limelight. I mean, I think the last time we talked about her, she had a full head of box braids, and she was rapping a song about Trump and MAGA. But
Amanda Bynes.
She's back, baby. No, Amanda Bynes is doing her art. Thank you.
That's what my tweet was about.
Oh, Roseanne.
I thought the bitch was white.
Goes hard.
I thought the bitch was white.
So Roseanne is now claiming ABC, and take this with a giant grain of salt, claiming ABC asked her to guest star on The Connors as a ghost.
Ooh.
Like what, for like the last episode or something?
I guess, because the series just finale'd.
Yes. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it if I was her either.
She turned them down, saying, quote, I'm going to be bowling that effing week, end quote. So
okay.
there you have it. You're asking me to come back to the show that you effing stole from me and killed my ass, and now you want me to show up because you got crappy effing ratings and play a ghost. However, it would have been very funny, especially if the ghost grabs her crotch after singing the national anthem. On the boob tube, we have exciting things. Most importantly, I want to let you know to peep the Instagram at Sabrina Ambra or at Real Radio 1041. We are headed to the farm, baby. Bonnaroo 2025. And if you're going to be joining, be sure to hit me up. I would love to meet up with you, share a cheers of some sort.
Who's headlining this year?
Your mom.
Okay.
Allie and AJ, Avril Lavigne, Insane Clown Posse. I'm definitely going to be seeing Justice. There is a whole bunch of bands.
Nice.
And some I'll be interviewing. We're getting that all worked out. But I want you to follow your dreams. Send me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, Juggalos.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. If you want to join us on the show, you can do that. Send your dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. That's what we call your input. You can record messages, video, or audio, and just fire those off over on the website. It's super easy for you to do. Or I hope it is. If you're having any problems, you could always email, and that's welcome. So go check that out over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. Much more on the way. We got some people freaking out. We got some interactions between some protesters in New York and just somebody who wanted to get to work. I really want to go over that. And somebody who was at one of these protests who dropped the line that I think I see every time this happens. But I want to go over this. I want you to hear what the media reporter, the news reporter, said on the streets as this protest was going on. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Real Comedy Mount Dora Summer Night Series starts with Ross Padgett, June 14th. Details at realradio.fm/comedy.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic's pretty mellow on most of the major roadways. No serious accidents really affecting your commute, although there are still some slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. There's some residual delays due to an earlier accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound approaching County Road 561. Keep an eye out for an accident reported on the Beach Line eastbound before John Young Parkway. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Hey, we all think about buying a house instead of renting a house, right? But do you realize that you're renting electricity every month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching the prices rise year after year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power or solar source? And start with that pool heater solar. It is awesome. I'm thrilled to say Solar Source, you can do the pay-as-you-go plan where you can save each month starting at just $99. Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984. Ask about the battery backup option to protect you during a storm season. It's Solar Source.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite.
Skull Mag Squad. Hang tight, my little buddies. Hang tight. Gonna come talk to you in just a moment. Be good. Sorry about that. Making sure there's no curse words in a clip we're going to play here. By the way, Sabrina will be off on vacation tomorrow and Friday and Monday and Tuesday. Josh will be in starting tomorrow. Josh says Gavin Newsom, I assume, is trying to start a civil war with We the People Republicans. By the way, Gavin Newsom, who I have some issues with here and there, but Trump's new scum, Gavin New Scum, that's another bad nickname. That's like Ron DeSanctimonious. It's not catchy. Robin New Scum. Honestly, it makes me think of, well, number 3 more than anything. News? C word? I don't know. Oh, what happened there? That was weird. Hang tight, folks. Okay, he must be working on something. I was a little scared by some lights resetting in the studio, but I think C-Lane is working on something. He's good at bad nicknames. Well, the one thing that Trump does that's smart is he's consistent, so he'll keep saying it over and 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 over again, and that's smart. But I just think that's not, it could be more clever. It's just not a great one, honestly. Behoff says, I just rushed home and thought I left my dog outside. Thank fuck I did not. Well, that's good. Newscom is what is in the tissues in Sean's studio trash. You vile animal. That is not true. All right, we're coming back. We got 1 minute left. Let's do this radio thing. Ready? Camera. Camera.
Rest. Easy. Join those losing 10 pounds their first month. Plus, you don't have to drive to a doctor's office. It's all online via telehealth with licensed clinicians in your area. Go to futurehealth.com to see if you qualify and start losing weight this week. Visit futurehealth.com. Future without the E.
Future Health Weight Loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Join the show. Send your dispatch now at thenewsjunkie.com.
Going through the most viral stories of the day. Thanks for listening to the show. And to those of you who podcast, because you catch it later, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate that. Or anybody who watches live, which you can also do. Watch the show live on YouTube and Twitch. Hello to all our folks who are doing that. You can do that over at thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see the live banner when we are indeed live. Or you can just search for The News Junkie on YouTube or Twitch. A lot of really obnoxious people at some of these protests that are spreading across the country. Some really people are just bad at representing the folks they say they're out there to fight for, like the illegal immigrants. We're out here fighting for the little guy, the illegal immigrant. And some of them, I'm like, you are setting these people back 100 years. You are the most obnoxious representative that you could ever see out there. And one of them, I saw this couple. It's like such a perfect example of how so much of this activism type stuff works. These two white people, probably very privileged in New York City with all the things going on their way, And they stopped this woman. She's a black lady who's trying to get to work. And she goes, can you move? I have to get to work. And they tell her, no, what you're doing is not important. We're going to block you here. We're going to block you in your car. And this is them. This is the whole interaction here. I have a kid. And so they're telling this woman, they're like, no, what's happening over here, this protest is more important. Doesn't matter if you need to get to work or you got stuff planned in your day. I'm sorry, lady. Nope. Too bad. So sad.
I just love out of all of the traffic that this was the engagement.
Now,
everyone else in their cars are like, all right, we're just going to wait here and watch.
This lady was not having these people. So she went up there and started to talk to them, and yell at them to get out of the way, which, I would do the same thing probably. And they're saying, nope, this is way more important. She said, this is what's going to happen right now. This is the white lady, the white lady who's saying this. This is what's going to happen right now. It's more important than you today.
How is this a peaceful protest if there's no peace?
This is peace.
How do you as white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work?
Oh, how do you white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work? We have interfighting going on here. And I love, this is the most New York, probably very privileged Manhattanite. I bet his father works at an insurance company or short stocks or something. And he's got guilt about family money. All of these things I'm reading in because this guy, they go, how do you feel about stopping this black woman from going to her job today?
How do you as white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work?
Oh, no, not work. I care so much.
So you don't care about stopping black people from going to work? Look at this line.
All right. Oh, no, not work. I care so much. This is the kind of honestly super privileged take that so many of these people, white dudes in Manhattan in particular, will have and be in your face about. And it's because they will never worry about missing a mortgage payment. They will never worry about being able to afford food for their kids on the table. Oh, no, work. This is the person that's going to pretend to be some commie kid for the rest of his life on daddy and mommy's dollars that they worked hard for here in capitalist America. That's the kind of person you see over and over and over at these things. I think there's a lot of people going after the media, and I don't always defend those folks, but let's see what's going on out there. CNN's reporter taking some heat for the way he described the scene. This is Los Angeles. You got all the riot shields and stuff out there, all different members of the LAPD, sheriffs, all that. And here's the way he said everything was going down.
There are immigration offices in this building. I actually came here for my citizenship interview a few years ago. And last night, graffiti. There is graffiti behind where these officers are that says F Trump, other graffiti. They are clearly trying to keep everybody out of this federal building. But the mood in the crowd is getting more agitated as that curfew comes close. The smell of weed is in the air. People are not...
He said the smell of weed is in the air, which I hear that all the time as a descriptor at protests. All the time they'll say, oh, we could smell marijuana floating around the streets right now.
Not enough going on considering the agitation and the graffiti.
Do people go to protest to get high?
I think
people someone shows up with a blunt and passes.
Yeah, people get high anywhere, and if you're going to smoke weed anyways, you might as well go to the riot. You might as well go hang out while you get some action as they scream at the cops and stuff. I've heard this so many times. They're like, the smell of weed is in the air.
Curfew comes close. The smell of weed is in the air. People are not looking at all, Abby, they are going to abide by this curfew.
At that point, they had Los Angeles on the left, split screen with New York on the right. Somewhere, that woman who didn't get to work was upset and was not getting paid and having her boss tell her, there's no excuse, you got to be here on time.
The Pride Parade should be fun this year, huh?
The guy who wanted to tear down the system with the lady, the white folks, were super proud of themselves. Super proud of themselves because they fought the right fight. They did the right thing that day. It's all dumb, all of it. When you look at it, the Jenga blocks of all of these things fall apart, and you're just left with stupidity on display so many times. Those are the worst representatives for anybody who's actually in a bad position, anybody who may be with a family that is in this country illegally that's worried about getting deported and all that, you're the worst person ever. The worst person. Stop doing this. You're going to get more people deported because you're obnoxious. Honest to God, I think it's the case. All right, we want to hear from you. Let's work in a couple of dispatches real quick and get those into the show. You can do that. What we got here is Andrew Jossum talking about that. Damn it, I keep screwing it up. Was it 35 to 90? 30 to 90?
90 and a 35.
90 and a 35. Okay, 90.
Unless you screwed it up when you first said it, and I'm just going with the original way it was presented to me.
Let's stay. Let's
I feel
stay
like
on
it's 35 to 90.
No, it's 90 and a 35.
Oh.
That's the first thing. 90 and a 35 trend. It's about what music you hear that makes you want to go 90 and a 35 that's exploded, where people saying, oh, this song. Here's Andrew Jossum.
Hey, guys. All right. Talking about music that just makes you want to go 90 and a 35.
There you go.
I don't know, but there's something about tossed salads and scrambled eggs, man, that just make me want to gun it, man.
No.
It just comes on and it's like,
baby, I hear the
scrambled eggs
voice
all over my face. What's a boy to do?
Ain't nobody doing that.
This is new for those. Like, I must be representing
Frasier
some
theme
sort
song.
of demo. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's talking to baby. I hear the
salad and scrambled eggs.
And the bass guitar is going in the background.
Like Seinfeld.
C-Lane.
A little bit.
He's saying, I hear the blues a calling. Right?
I believe.
Is that the lyric? Okay. And then he says, toss salad and scrambled eggs. Is that like a type of like funky, bluesy
I think
line?
that means butt stuff.
I mean, I know it does in some worlds.
See. I go to the place that I feel like this website started with just rap lyrics, but now all the lyrics are on there.
Yeah.
But in a blog post by Kevin Levine or Levine, he asked asked Bruce Miller why he chose the opening lyrics. The producers of Frasier wanted him to avoid any specific references to elements of the show.
That's too deep for me.
It sounds like it has no meaning.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. Well, I mean, that's what I kind of got when I was listening to the song anyways. I was just wondering if it was like a blues thing.
Well, there are things in music where they have these weird words they associate with things. Like you can call a groove a certain thing. So, but I could see where somebody would be like, give me some of that tossed salad. And they're like, oh, yeah, I do the tossed salad. You know.
We used to do that in Chasing Edmund. I used to look over at the guitar player and I'd be like, whoa, hit me up with that scrambled eggs.
This is awesome.
And it would just be rocking out.
Wait, what's a scrambled egg?
I don't know.
In the punk ska form.
I don't know. We would just say it. We would just say these things.
Sometimes they would give you phrases when you were trying to learn specific rhythms. Like a shuffle rhythm would be like the one they didn't want the teachers to use in school because of, because God forbid we reference any sort of nicotine, but it was like chew tobacco, chew tobacco, chew tobacco. If you're learning the shuffle.
Oh, that's not bad.
And they wanted the teachers to switch to Boca Chica, Boca Chica.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's not better. Let's go over to Ozman with the dispatch.
Yeah, I agree with you about Fuel by Metallica, Sean. A couple others I have is Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria.
All right.
Oblivion by Mastodon, Emergence by Sleep Token, stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be like heavy, but it's just got to have that good, high-paced rhythm to it.
Yeah. I think it's a misnomer that people think songs that make you want to do 90 and a 35 have to be fast-paced, have to be metal, double bass drums. I can get down to my favorite driving song is probably Bobby McFerrin.
Oh,
and
this is my fast song.
Don't Worry, Be Happy is the one that I'm all right. Okay.
Now I'm going 37, y'all.
And I hit the gas just a little, put my toe down just a little more on that gas pedal.
Okay. I read the whole paragraph now. As far as the Frasier theme, the writer said he threw out tossed salad and scrambled eggs, and this is very heady, I think, because both of those things are mixed up, much like Frasier Crane's patience.
That's
I wish I didn't hear that.
That seems like one of those things that they do post hoc. Like they said, we said tossed salad and scrambled eggs. How do we make that sound smart?
Like a backronym.
Yes, exactly. A backronym is a perfect way to say it. Yes. You're doing it afterwards, and it's a little bit clunky, and it makes you sound smarter than you actually are. All right, let us know what you think about all of this. We'll see what you have going on. Avendasaurus says, what a boomer answer at the News Junkie. What? You're going to tell me Don't Worry, Be Happy isn't a jam with a capital J? Get out of here. Here's a little song I wrote. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Might want to sing it note for note. It's like you just start bouncing a little bit.
Don't worry.
It makes me want to go fast. It makes me want to have fun. I like it. I don't need the double bass the whole time. I like that too, but I can do it separately. All right, we got more from you. We got a bunch more clips to go over here on the show.
We have
John
breaking
Voight
news.
Is very angry. What's the breaking news?
We got a death in the music industry.
No.
Oh yeah, I saw some people typing this.
What happened?
Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys is RIP
Damn.
at 82 years old.
Look at that. Yeah. Brian Wilson, Beach Boys co-founder and singer, dies at 82. The music icon helped define the California sound with American rock and roll bands that he formed with his family members, like the Beach Boys, and a friend. And Brian Wilson was the one that was in bed for a long time. I think not in
Didn't
bed
something
anymore.
happen with his ears?
I don't know. Brian Wilson, the pop music genius and singer who co-founded the Beach Boys, has died at 82 years old. Now, I will say this about that.
Okay.
When people hear Brian Wilson or the Beach Boys, I think there's a certain percentage of the audience that just hears a couple of major, very, very early Beach Boys surfer songs.
The most mainstream ones?
Yeah. And you think that is the Beach Boys when Pet Sounds and some of these other albums
is like when you think of some of the most famous people in the music industry and like the way they tried to tailor their music. Pet Sounds is one of those albums that comes up in conversation all the time.
Yeah, and I think Pet Sounds was one of those albums where the record label was like, what is this? Keep writing the songs about being in your muscle car and going to surf and surf and safari.
Pet Sounds.
No, Pet Sounds has Wouldn't It Be Nice, which was kind of repopularized by 50 First Dates. God Only Knows.
What a great song that is. So God Only Knows, too. What another great song. Damn. Good stuff.
This one's hitting you, Sean.
Well, I just think that's a great album. And that, to me, shows... I won't bore everybody with this too much, but my views on music is people have a small time period in their lives when they can make absolutely the best music that they'll ever make. And then after that or before that, they're cooked and you don't really hit on that genius anymore. Like there's one of my favorite bands. I never talk about this, but one of my favorite bands is a band called Say Anything. And
you paid him some good money.
Their first album, Is a Real Boy, was like such a good album from jump. I mean, from the first track to the last track. And then their second album was pretty good. And they had a couple of like small cut albums that they did that were like really genius songs. And then just garbage after that. I haven't heard a lot of it in a while. But bands have this time when they're in the zone and they can make amazing things. And for the Beach Boys, rip Brian Wilson today at 82. But, buddy, the work you put in for Pet Sounds, I think, was right in that zone. And that's top-notch stuff. That's stuff that'll live for forever, probably.
Rest in peace.
So there you go. Brian Wilson, Beach Boys co-founder and singer, dead at 82 years old. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we'll get into some more of the stuff out there floating around in the world that we need to discuss. We'll get into some emails coming in and a whole lot more, including you and your dispatches over on the website. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show because therapy is expensive. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com. Keep an eye out for debris on the roadways causing a bit of commotion on State Road 429 northbound approaching Winter Garden Vineland Road. The traffic lights are working incorrectly where Sand Lake Road meets Kirkman Road. Use that intersection as a four-way stop there. Traffic still slowing down on I-4 eastbound through the amusement park area between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
Let me tell you about a great company that you should support and that you're probably going to need at some point in time. I'm just being honest with you. And that's Mills Air. So you've heard me talk about Mills Air before. Odds are you just pack it away in the back of your head, and then eventually you have that freak out moment. I've had it a couple of times where I'll look at my Nest thermostat in my house, and it'll say, disconnected, power problem, and the AC is not working. It's starting to get hot in the house, and I don't know how all this works. Should I look on YouTube and try to fix this myself? No. Call the experts. They know what they're doing. They're the only company out there, in my estimation, that's going to be fully honest with you. And if it's a cheap part, it's a cheap part. If it's a cheap fix, it's a cheap fix. They want customers for life at Mills Air. And I love that. I think you will too. Their text can service any brand out there. It doesn't matter what kind you have, but call them. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Capital One cardholders can score their iHeartRadio Music Festival tickets right now before anyone else. Tickets are only available while pre-sale tickets last or until Friday, June 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's not all. Add a Capital One Access Pass to your pre-sale purchase to attend an exclusive pre-concert event with a private performance from LL Cool J on Friday or Jelly Roll on Saturday. Only available during the cardholder pre-sale.
Pre-sale tickets are limited and will go fast. So visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One to buy now.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, streaming live only on Hulu.
Of course, fun in the sun is one of the first things you think about when living in Florida, but there is a price to living in paradise, and it's called the Atlantic hurricane season. No worries, though, because new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen can help protect your home. Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim impact windows and doors are engineered to withstand high-velocity impacts, meaning these windows and doors provide enhanced protection against flying debris during storms, keeping your home safe and secure. Here's what Dawn has to say. 6 stars. We are so surprised at how beautiful our new picture windows and steel front door turned out to be. Renewal by Andersen's 30th anniversary sale is going on now. Buy one, get one, 30% off windows or patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0.
Hey folks, how are you? How you doing? Welcome in, hit subscribe. Hang on. By the way, cameraman, that little shirt is adorable with your outfit today. You look great. I love you. I appreciate you. You're a little bit quiet. You're a little bit quiet, but I appreciate you. Hello, Dennis. Sup, nerd indeed. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice? Banger or no? You guys like the Beach Boys or no? Jeff says good morning. Hello, Jeff. I think the Beach Boys are, believe it or not, underrated. Especially a handful of those albums. So good. Dig it. Alicia, too. What did that say? All right, we're coming back in 3 minutes. There might be some test stream action after the show today or maybe tomorrow. Not sure. Just so you know. I like them, says Angie. Of course, they're a classic, says Slim. Definitely a banger. I'm going to turn off the stream and listen to Beach Boys and say anything.
I mean, why not? Why not? B-Haw, best Say Anything song. 3, 2, 1, go. I liked them when I was 5? So what? Also, we should talk about this in jury duty. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but one of the crazy news stories today is the Harvey Weinstein trial. The jurors are fighting. They're apparently like shunning each other. They're saying it's like school ground fights between them because they can't agree on a verdict in the Weinstein case. And I think some of them are like basically saying, hey, what are you thinking? You can't find him guilty? So obvious this man is a predator. And some people are like, no, I'm actually not finding him. Like, it's fighting, infighting, crazy. 2 minutes. So we'll dive into that, what's happening in the Harvey Weinstein trial. I'm not even sure why they're still doing trials for him. I feel like he's got enough time that he might not ever get out. Bootsy says, this day is bumming me out. Why? Oh, on account of the dead Beach Boy? Yeah, it happens. Only one Beach Boy ever really tried to surf, but look how much money they made off the waves, brother man. How about that? How about that?
Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Yes, it's true that most injury attorneys don't cost you a dime unless they get you money for your injuries. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. It pains me to hear people still don't know that you don't have to pay me up front. Never deal with the insurance companies alone. They have a team of lawyers, and you should have a team too. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or call me at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando.
Get ready to spin and win. It's Mega Money Wheel time at Daytona Beach and Orange City Poker. Fridays, June 13th and June 27th from 11 a.m. to midnight. Hit the high hand and win $750 every 30 minutes. Or spin the wheel for up to $2,000 in cash. With Mega Money Wheel, we're giving away so much money it will make your head spin. Mega Money Wheel only at Daytona Beach and Orange City Poker. June 13th and 27th. Wheel it on in.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Recipients have done the improbable.
This medal is for the man who went down that day.
On Medal of Honor, stories of courage, you'll hear about these heroes and what their stories tell us about the nature of bravery. Listen to Medal of Honor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Medal of Honor and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Mainlining today's top stories. You're listening to the news junkie, Sean Watson.
We do it every day. We dive into all things viral, everything, everybody across the globe is talking about. And then we get here, we fight over it a little bit, we discover things, we laugh along the way, and hopefully the journey's a worthy one. Maybe that's why so many people tune in each day. Hang out with us. Join the movement. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Rare heat for a bunch of guys that I thought were maybe untouchable.
Ooh, can I guess?
Yes.
Entertainers?
Entertainers, yes.
Smartless.
Smartless guys. Rare heat for the smartless guys.
I had a feeling when you said that because both of you love them very much. I mean, I love all three, but I have not listened to the podcast.
They're pretty likable guys overall. It's just, it's a fun podcast where they interview super famous people and then talk about their lives.
I think the thing that gets, like, what people criticize them on the most is the thing I like the most about the show is them just ripping on each other the whole time. Yeah. That part just cracks me up.
There was an episode, and I forgot who they were interviewing, which says something about the podcast, I guess, because they get the absolute best guests. They get the top guests that you could ever want to get in an interview show, better than anybody out there. And they're talking with somebody, and they keep doing this impersonation of, like, a heckler and an Italian.
Yeah. Bravissimo! Oh, my love! What a great performance!
And they keep doing it.
The bit has gone on and has spanned multiple episodes of the show. And I think I listened to one of the first ones, and they're like, "We promise we won't do this anymore." And my wife goes, "Oh, they keep doing it." And I was like, "Yeah."
And they'll be talking about something. They'll be like, "Everybody likes happy eggs. They're just better." And they'll be like, "I don't like the happy eggs." And,
or they'll bring up a show somebody's been in.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody will make mention to Willa Grace, the best gay show ever.
So it's so dumb. Right? The point is,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the point is it's so dumb, and it's just a very harmless, not very offensive, not very political show. How could you possibly hate any of these people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could hate us around here. I would get that. But how do you hate these guys? And the thing that has popped up
We love
is
Trump so much. That's why.
they weren't making enough money off of SmartLess, I guess, even though they have a deal with SiriusXM that makes as much financial sense as investing in Enron in 2025. That's the deal that they made. They made a deal with XM Radio to be the first to play their podcast before they actually go out on the podcast. When I don't care about when any of these things are released, I'll just listen to them on a whim or like search and scroll back or something. But the satellite radio organization paid them I forgot how much, but insane amounts of money for their SmartLess podcast. XM SmartLess deal. Multi-year deal, $100 million for first run of a podcast. It's crazy.
Is that more
crazy.
than they made on their shows?
It might be. It has to be. I mean, that's a lot of money.
For one season, $100 million.
$100 million for this is a multi-year deal.
Seems more than Will and Grace
for one part of their business, and I think for all of them, it has to be a good chunk of money. There has to be.
They've all got good stuff going on. I mean, Will Arnett has a lot of voice work that he does. Mm-hmm. And then they've got the podcast, which should keep them nice and cushy financially.
Yeah, nice and cushy.
But
I'm trying to get involved now.
But and aside, they're still just doing like random movies and shows and stuff here and there.
Yeah, but now they're getting heat. Why are they getting heat over at SmartLess? Well, they've just launched their latest business venture, SmartLess Mobile.
Come again?
Which is
like a cell phone?
A discount cell phone service.
What?
And you can ditch AT&T or Sprint or whoever you have as your service provider.
I mean, they must be with somebody else. That is the most random piece of merch I've heard in a long time.
They're whitelisting it, I would guess. I don't know, this is just a guess that they would be doing that. This is like you hear them on a lot of conservative talk stations. They'll be like, sign up for Liberty Mobile. Don't let the far left tech goons get your information and data. Sign up for Liberty Mobile. And
when Liberty Mobile
like
is no more secure than any of the others.
No, it's the whole thing. Oh, Courtney says that bit started with Paul Rudd. Of all people, it was a Paul Rudd interview, too.
Sweet Paul.
That they went off on that Italian bit. But SmartLess Mobile has made a lot of their fans angry. They're like, what a freaking money grab you have going on here. And you want more by hawking a phone plan at all the folks who are listening to your podcast.
It's weird. I'm guessing the people that came to the three of them with this idea maybe pushed for the name. I wouldn't have named it SmartLess Mobile. That just sounds terrible.
No, I wouldn't
How
have
are you
brand
supposed
in
to
there.
associate it, guys?
Because all three of them advertise for it. They all have their own things that they do. It's like Ryan Reynolds has Mint Mobile, and I think he might be part owner of it. But that has a different name that kind of separates Mint from his other ventures. And I love this headline by Fast Company. It says, "Is telecom the new tequila? Why the SmartLess podcast is launching its own wireless." Like, that would be hilarious and annoying at the same time.
You're right, Celine. Like, they didn't have to put their brand in there.
Unless somebody really came with a hard push and a lot of money to tell them, hey, no other podcast has done this before.
They could have very easily have said, hey, folks, we care about you saving money. Sign up for Frugal Phone. Frugal Phone is a way to use the same services that everybody else uses, and you save money, and you can get a Frugal Phone service right now, no matter what kind of phone you have. And now it just sounds like you're kind of doing a live read or an endorsement or something.
Frugal.
I feel like it's less annoying without your brand on it. It would be like the News Junkie Mobile. And I cringe away from that. That seems like it's bad, but they are usually very, very positive press. And
it seems
all
like
of a sudden
it's a good deal heading their way.
Oh, they're all rich. I mean, they're all richer than rich.
Why not be more rich, Sean?
I don't mind it. I'd cheer it on. I say everybody should get as rich as they possibly can within their resources, their intellect, and their abilities. Go out there and get your money. If you care that much about people not having as much money as you, then give some back when you earn it. Do those good things?
Did you read what their gimmick is or what they're selling?
It just said it was like Wi-Fi that it used a lot. Like it uses Wi-Fi so it doesn't make your services expensive.
Well, it's relying on Wi-Fi because it says the simple realization they say it comes with. Industry giants push unlimited plans. Most people don't actually use that much data, even if they're glued to their phones.
True.
Smartless CEO Paul. I didn't even know Smartless had a CEO. It's Paul McAleese. Says most Americans spend almost 90% of their time under Wi-Fi. Their mobile device very seldom actually uses the actual wireless network. This was my argument for telling my mom to stop paying for cell service for her iPad.
Yeah.
Like, how often does your iPad even leave your house, Mom?
Yeah, it's just a waste. Whoa. Stop everything. Somebody just said Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys has died. Holy cow. Did Sean know this when he was talking about the Beach Boys during the last break? I'm just hearing this for the first time. I'm just
they
taking
cannot
this.
Get any worse.
I know. I am just taking this in now. Brian Wilson, wow, of the Beach Boys is ripped. Unbelievable. News to me. Thank you, sir, for breaking that right here on the show. I've got a prank ad that added to the insanity of the ICE riots.
Jesus, I'm sorry, Sean. I got to stop you. I am just hearing from our producer right now. Hold on one second. Oh, my God.
Is this the CEO?
Yeah.
Oh.
It looks like Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys has died.
Are you serious?
Yeah. This is breaking news. Heard it here first. I know that we had just randomly talked about it earlier, but he has been deceased.
You were saying Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys?
Mm-hmm.
My God. This is crazy.
We were just talking about pet sounds, too.
We were. Totally unrelated.
Now it's death sounds.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
How do I...
Speaking of death sounds, can I show you guys something?
Is it going to be
Is it that
morbid?
BH picture?
Oh. No, you guys, it's never anything naked. Why do you guys always think it's going to be something naked?
Morbid.
I said naked.
But she thought it was going to be something naked. It's never once been
naked
that.
When it's just cheeks
Hey,
spread.
I gotta find this if I can, and I apologize, but I thought this was wild yesterday.
You didn't ask whether or not it was going to be. You didn't answer the morbid question.
It's a little morbid.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Sweet.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, this lady.
That's spank bank material for Sean.
Can you see what the text on the screen says?
Unboxed.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm all right. Time to go to break. I'm not doing this crap.
What?
No,
What is
I'm not going to unbox a dead cat.
It's a sweet thing. You
No,
don't even
it's
know.
not a sweet thing.
She loved her animal and she got it
Great.
stuffed. I was wondering if you would do this.
Oh, it was taxidermed.
Yeah.
I'm not watching this.
It's
please,
beautifully
dude.
done. Perfectly preserved.
Also, mine would be more of a, wow. I mean, that's a decent taxidermy job. Secondly,
All
though,
right.
if it came down to, because I'm in such mourning,
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather take one of the pets to like a Build-A-Bear style so it's still soft.
Well, look at that. You wouldn't want one of your cats like
Not
that?
so stiff. Like I said, Build-A-Bear style.
But you agree it's pretty good
Where I
work.
could poke the belly and it does Luna's meow.
Do you know what comes to mind when I look at this? I know we're late for a break. We'll take one in just a moment here. What do you think about when you look at this video still, which is a woman who has just unboxed her cat, which has been stuffed and is now ready to like just be placed around the house somewhere.
The thing I think about is a much longer story than we have time to tell. But I've told you guys before about the cat in the freezer. That's exactly what I think about.
Mm-hmm. I think about this cat in the background.
I didn't even notice there's a cat in the background.
What is the other cat thinking of this? Is the other cat like, oh, Charlie's back?
That has got to be traumatic for another feline.
Hey,
the
Charlie.
living one.
Now imagine they do that to Brian Wilson.
Wait, what? What happened with Brian Wilson?
I'm sorry, I tried to be a little softer about it, but Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys has unfortunately passed away.
Oh my God, I'm just hearing this for the first time. All right, we're going to have to digest that information.
I do feel kind of bad for people tuning in and hearing that for the first time, despite us being a little sarcastic because we talked about it earlier.
Sometimes we do a little trolling. Sometimes we do a little trolling on the show. A Craigslist ad made the riots in Los Angeles way worse, and people started fuming over it. Wait, what happened? No, not again. They started fuming over it. And
they say eighth time's the charm.
That's when it really gets funny, right?
Jack's waiting for me to go to commercial so he can tell us to stop, please.
When we hit this for the 21st time, people will be rolling in their cars.
These guys are funny.
All right, the Craigslist prank is going to be...
Jim Colbert Show's going to want to talk about this at least a little bit.
What's that you're saying? I'm just hearing. Diddy being a cuck came up in court. We'll talk about that in jury duty. Fighting during the Harvey Weinstein trial and more. And it's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Fairwinds Credit Union.
A busy time around the NFL. The Buccaneers, Jaguars, and Dolphins are continuing their mandatory minicamps today. In Miami, DB Jalen Ramsey and tight end Jonnu Smith both no-shows at camp. Workouts continue today. Baseball, the Marlins won for just the second time in their last 9 games. They edged the Pirates. The Rays, meanwhile, lost to the Red Sox. And it's Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight. The Pacers home to the Thunder. The series tied at 1. I'm Matt McCoy.
Fairwinds Credit Union. Whether you need personal or business accounts to help you reach your goals, they've got you covered. Visit fairwinds.org to join their community of financial freedom seekers today. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
iHeartMedia presents the Fresh from Florida Groceries Giveaway. 50 lucky winners will each receive a $100 grocery voucher to indulge in Fresh from Florida goodness. Enter to win at iHeart.com/freshfromflorida.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando has you covered right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
By texting 26022, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Tax Lien Code. Message and data rates may apply. Terms apply. Available at taxliencode.com.
Imagine waking up and not needing to rush. No commute, no emails, no boss. Just coffee, sunlight, and the freedom to choose. That's the power of tax lien investing. It's been around for over 200 years, used by banks, hedge funds, and the wealthy. And now, finally, it's being taught right here in Orlando. It's secure, predictable, passive income, backed by real estate and mandated by state law. And it pays you, sometimes 15 to 35% returns. You don't need to own property. You just need to see how it works and how to do it right. We've taught over 100,000 students, and we'll teach you for free at a live masterclass right here in Orlando. If you're ready to start building real wealth through tax lien investing, this is it. Text CLASS to 26022 to reserve your free seat. That's CLASS to 26022. But hurry, seats are limited. Text CLASS to 26022.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You're great at protecting your personal information. You might even use things like two-factor authentication and strong passwords. But as much as you try to control how your info's protected, there are other places that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
iHeartRadio just gave driving an upgrade with Presets, now on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your go-to stations, podcasts, and playlists, all just a tap away on your dash. Start your engine, hit play, and drive happy. Free with iHeartRadio on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
What's up, fellas? Russ Rollins here. Get real testosterone prescribed by the doctors at Red Mountain Weight Loss. More men are suffering from low T than ever, thanks to stress, poor diet, and lifestyle. This is a serious health issue, but I tell you what, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling sluggish, you lose your mental focus all the time, if you're having trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. The solution is prescription strength testosterone, because nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. Increasing your testosterone will give you more energy. I know. It'll help you build muscle mass. It'll help you sleep better. It improves your mental focus, and it'll boost your sex drive. It's a complete game changer. Testosterone also helps you lose and maintain your proper weight. So go to the trusted leader in health solutions for men and women, Red Mountain Weight Loss. Their experienced medical team has helped people optimize their hormones for over 30 years now, and now they can help you too. Book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today. Have low T? Start for free this month only at Red Mountain. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row. It's the
rooms around the country. We'll dig into the Diddy case, where the word cuck was being thrown around quite a bit. For those of you who don't know, well, we'll briefly explain and talk about why that was being thrown around in just a moment here on the show. Before jury duty, a couple of things real quick. How about this? Here's an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Aaron says, is it getting out of control? He sends a link to The Guardian, I guess. Woman returning to apartment shot by non-lethal ammunition in L.A. So I guess, hold on, is this supposed to be the footage? A woman trying to get to her apartment, this says. All right, the police are telling her to go the other way.
They're telling her to move, but that's a public sidewalk.
That's not how it works, honey.
They're telling her to move. Watch, if they shoot her.
So they're saying this woman's just trying to get to her house. This woman is on a street corner. There's a whole bunch of cops, like the only cops that are on this at this intersection are on the sidewalk in the way that she's trying to walk, and all of them are telling her to go the other direction, Now, in one of these events like this, I think this was in L.A., they said. So, first of all, there's been certain declarations that have taken place from the mayor and otherwise as to what level of an emergency this is. and the police are engaging in all of this stuff downtown. So you can't be like, the sidewalks are public area. I'm allowed to go there.
I mean, that's what the lady that's filming is saying. We don't know what the interaction is with the woman they're about to non-lethally shoot.
I can't hear them talking to her. I could just see her there, and they're clearly telling her to go away.
All right.
I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't. What was it?
That's effed up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So consider that dumped up.
Damn it, man. All right, well, so they shot at her with non-lethal rounds, I guess, because she was on this street. I don't know what was fired at her. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a rubber bullet or anything. This is literally just a video that says Guardian News. It says, a woman walking home alone was shot at close range by what appeared to be non-lethal ammunition by officers in the street. Witness caught the moment on camera.
She's all by herself. Why are we doing that? Can they not put her in cuffs? Talk to her face to face?
Well, how do you, when you're walking down the sidewalk and you see like all cops ahead of you on that sidewalk right there, and they're all saying to you, this is closed, go the other way, not just go the other way. I mean, I'm not fully going down like the play stupid game, win stupid prizes things here, but like this seems pretty avoidable. It seemed like
does them shooting the non-lethal stuff. If there's a bunch of cops, can one of them go up to her? She's by herself. She's not.
Yeah, no.
She's not the leader of a bunch of protesters with Molotov cocktails.
All right, and I think that you go up to this person, right, and then like let's say they end up arresting her. Then it's like it was just a woman trying to walk down the sidewalk. I don't think there's a great outcome. I don't know if this was the right move here because honestly, I don't know.
It was either.
That's fine. I don't know what was said between the cops and this lady, or what their reasoning was for doing this, or I don't even know what the hell was shot at this lady. I don't know what it was, and I don't think most people do. We're just kind of going off of what we have here.
It said appeared to be non-lethal, but I don't even know from that distance how something can appear lethal or non. I mean, the sound it made sounded like it still knock your ass over.
Yeah. Again, it's not a news story. It's literally just a video on YouTube. So is it getting out of control? Yeah, of course it's getting out of control. That's the point. It was getting out of control in Los Angeles when everybody was pretending that it wasn't, when they were like, well, this is just totally normal stuff here. No, it was obviously getting out of control. It was people who were mega heated. A lot of people who think, by the way, that they're morally right. They believe that that these people should be able to live in this country, that no matter what, in some cases, they shouldn't be removed from this country. And they believe that they're fighting for something that's right. So those are the kind of protests that I think are inevitable and also can lead to really bad outcomes. This was like just before January 6th. I was talking about what was going on with the protests in Washington, and I said, these are going to get violent. I said, this is going to go crazy. People aren't really acknowledging this, but it's going to go crazy. And I said, if you think democracy is being taken from you, well, of course, like you'll do whatever because that's what you think is happening. This is kind of the same thing. They think they're centered morally and that they're in the right for doing this and that there maybe should not even be any laws like this. But thank you for the email, Aaron. I'd like to know more about the encounter and maybe judge from there. All right, now it's time to do it. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. The number, 800-CALL-MO, 1-800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. If anything happens to you in an accident, they're going to try, and when I say they are, I mean the insurance companies. They're going to try to make you either take pennies on the dollar or just feel bad about being some lawsuit happy American or whatever. Don't let them do that. You pay them all the time. You deserve this. It's better for yourself, your family, and your future. That's what you should be looking out for. 1-800-DeWitt-LAW or justcallmo.com. Did I get that right? 1-800?
Yeah.
1-800-DeWitt?
1-800-CALL-MO.
1-800-CALL-MO. That's what it is. That's what I screwed.
Or
1-800-CALL-MO.
888.
Oh, 1-800-CALL-MO or justcallmo.com. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about very quickly a couple of things. The Diddy thing and the Weinstein thing very, very fast. The New York jury deciding whether or not to convict disgraced film mogul Harvey Weinstein of sex crimes is divided, and the jurors are fighting each other.
Oh, good.
Sealand thankful he avoided any kind of nonsense like this with a jury that he could have been part of. The jurors are launching verbal attacks against each other and also considering information not brought up in the recent trial. 5 male and 7 female jurors have deliberated for 3 days over whether to find Weinstein guilty of rape and criminal sex acts. His 2020 conviction was thrown out last year. And the foreperson from the jury said...
Why is he still in jail then?
In a note, because there's other charges against him that he was found guilty of, I believe. But the foreperson from the jury sent a note to the judge that said, I need to talk to you about a situation which isn't very good. And
I love the idea that all that's going down and they're just writing the note as fast as possible.
Yeah, like,
versus being able to pick up a phone or send a text.
It says jurors were not on the same page. Some were attacking others, trying to change their minds. So they're just fighting like anybody else is now in this day and age. They're fighting about this. And I don't know what happened in that case. We'll see if they can come to some conclusion. I mean, I don't see any chance that Weinstein ends up walking free because there's just so many cases against him, and he's so old and in ill health, and nobody likes that dude. Diddy accuser Jane, who was on the stand yesterday and today a bit, I think, has now said Diddy was a cuck. He was a cuck, she said.
Is it an actual Jane or a Jane Doe?
Jane Doe. Jane Doe called Jane in the courtroom.
But not news. Everyone's been saying that he likes to watch them.
They said, how would you describe him? And she said, for the first time, and had to explain what it was, that Diddy is a cuck. And that's what they went with. All right, we got to take a quick break. I want to get to this Craigslist prank ad that made the riots in Los Angeles even worse. I want to get to something else that's happening in my world that's a little bit crazy here and could be very, very, very expensive. We shall see. We got a lot for you. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Tickets for the 2025 Real Radio Charity Poker Tournament presented by JustCallMo.com go on sale June 17th. Details at realradio.fm/poker.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Traffic slowing down on the Greenway southbound over Lake Jessup Bridge. There's still some slowdowns on I-4 in that amusement park area between the Beach Line and Osceola Parkway. Keep an eye out for an accident getting cleared up on the Beach Line eastbound before John Young Parkway. The traffic lights are working incorrectly where Sand Lake Road meets Kirkman Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Let's go, Mike. Hang tight. Hang on. It'll be fine. Just gotta get something ready for the show. Hello?
I'm gonna go to Total Wine and try to find
just in case you don't know.
some drinks that we like better.
Okay, sounds good.
Can I get a few things at Ulta?
Yeah, you get whatever you want.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, can you keep it under like $8?
I can keep it under $100.
$100?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Drive safe, please.
Drive safe. If you need anything, I'm gonna bring that package by too.
Okay. Folks, there's too much going on. Okay. Uh-oh, what's happening here? No, that's fine. That's fine. That's not a big deal. There's a lot of fake news going out. A lot of emotionally driven fake news about the, about the immigration raid stuff. Including, there's one video right now that has like insane amounts of views that it was about like taking a kid out of school and ICE came in and the whole thing is fake. Whole thing is fake. And you gotta wonder, like, who's doing those and why? Is it somebody with like a level of manipulation in their intent that they're gonna try to inflame people against each other? Or is it some people just looking for clout or crazy? Mine says, like, you leaving the show? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if you can see, folks. The new grid showed you yesterday. Now with more video sources and more features, super sources. We got our new virtual machines online. We're going to have video guests galore. It's going to be great. There are immigrant children who are not coming to school because of fear over ICE and raids. That isn't completely fake, says Dan. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with it. No, I think a combination of completely rational, normal fear from seeing places and workplaces and stuff being raided and all the different stories of actually people being deported, and not any of them, not all of them, at least I should say, with some extra crime on top. And then combining that legitimate fear with a lot of like the fake stories out there, like the one I just explained. Of course. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's unusual or strange in any way that some parent might go, I'm going to keep my kid out of school. I'm worried about him. I don't think that's crazy at all. 3 minutes. I know someone who is here legally and married to an American. She's afraid to go to a destination wedding because she's scared she won't be let back in. I mean, that's this sort of like dodo thing that a bunch of people are doing. A lot of times, and I'm not saying in the case of your friend, a lot of times it's people overestimating their importance, like the leftist streamer, the commie streamer Hassan. Hassan has like made it so every time he goes to the airport, he's like, what are they doing to me? Why are they x-raying my shit? And it's like, because that's how security works at the airport, dipshit. And then people go, I'm going to get deported. I'm going to go to jail. Like, a lot of that stuff is unfounded. If you are in the country legally and you're married to somebody or whatever, if you were here legally, they're not deporting these people. It's not happening. Silent Coda says, before the election, Democrats were all worried about misinformation and disinformation to the point of wanting to regulate what's allowed on social media. Now, not a care in the world. Well, a lot of times you find out people don't really care about the shit they say they care about. This is what I talk about all the time. There will be people who are activists who say they care about black people. But if you disagree with them, if you have different politics, they don't care anymore. They say they care about fat people. Unless, guess what, fatty? You got the wrong public opinion or political opinion on something. Somebody in a wheelchair until they have the wrong political opinion. All of this shit changes on a dime if it's something they agree with. That happens a lot. And it's really stupid. It's really dumb. In all reality, all should matter is what is true, what is false, what is right, what is wrong, what is moral, what is not moral, these kind of things. But there's far too many political people on both sides of the extreme who are okay with what they think are moral lies. It's a lie, but it's like in the quest of something good. I don't like that. All right, we're coming back. Yeah, buddy.
Show, sponsored by Budweiser and Bud Light in support of the Folds of Honor Foundation. Camus Vineyards, promos for you, and Coronado Beach Productions. Don't miss it. Friday, June 20th at the Crimson House.
Greenway Kia is under new management. With 3 great locations across Central Florida and one of the area's largest selections, we want to see you in a Kia. Upgrade your summer adventure in a brand new 2025 Kia Sportage LX. Lease it for just $149 per month for 24 months with $39.95 due at signing and 0 security deposit. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com today.
Qualified applicants through KFA. Includes $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 7/15/25. Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Radio 104.1.
Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This
How I'm trying not to go bankrupt. What's going on in my household here? I got to get away from these stupid Labubu doll things. I like now.
Oh, no.
I can't deal with it anymore, man. The Labubu dolls got to go. They got to go.
So you got a Labubu.
No, I didn't. Courtney yesterday was like upping it again. She's like, I think I want this one. I think I want this one.
I want that Labu.
Then I saw this story this morning. Let me bring this up so you guys can see what's going on here. Okay, this is for real. This is from NBC News. All right, so it's mostly for real. And it says, life-size Labubu doll sells for over $170,000 at auction. So there's been these dumb little dolls. There's been like
this. Who is bringing that to their house?
This one is a 4-foot-tall mint green Labubu doll. These are the ones, if you'd missed the show this week, Courtney goes, have you seen these Labubu dolls? Everybody has them. All the celebrities have them. They're so cute. I want one. And she goes, they're really expensive right now. They're going for a lot of money on eBay.
What a sell.
I want a life-size one.
And now I look at this story, and it's a human-sized Labubu or close to it. Let's see what we can learn from this here. This is the auction. It went for about $150,000 at an auction, setting a new record for the blind box toy as it moves from craze to collectible. Bid. I'm assuming. Or they're all cursing. Sold. That's crazy. These stupid little dolls. They're going for insane amounts of money. $170,000.
Big little doll.
Yeah, but it's a
life size
doll. Like, let's get real.
I'm ready.
How much can I get a 4-foot dunny for? How much can I get a 4-foot dunny for? That's got to be not crazy like this.
Yeah, but it's dunny. Scary looking.
Are you saying dummy?
No, dunny.
What's a dunny?
Actually, a dummy, a dunny rather. Now you got me screwed up. A dunny is the same kind of thing. They're vinyl toys, like collectible vinyl toys. You ever seen one like this?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have a few of them.
I felt crazy just now.
Yeah, no.
Mike, he's saying dunny.
These are big, first of all. It was a 4-foot tall one. This is a 4-foot tall dunny, which is these little like characters. I have one in the studio here. And they're very collectible, and they do lots of limited runs of them. And this one is 4 feet tall, and it's $5,199. So that's still very short of what you're going to find with a, what is it, Cause is one of the other big ones, or the people who are in the world of like collecting vinyl toys know what I'm talking about. But these are the new ones to the dance. I had not heard of these before, and now $170K. That's crazy for a 4-foot tall mint green figure called a Labubu that was at this particular auction. That included a 15% commission. Must be nice to get that. The auction sold all 48 lots for 3.73 million won, or $520,000. Over 1,000 bids for these damn things. And that was crazy. So,
I only know the won to USD conversion when I'm watching Squid Game. I'm just looking it up a lot.
Top of mind then. Oh, yeah. Here it is. Here's the one that people paid all the money for. It's a little green little character who just sits there.
Look at it. That's not even that fluffy.
This one's not even fluffy, no. It looks like it's made out of some sort of...
It's the art of it all, Sean.
Hard material. Yeah, it's the limited availability and the art of it all. Those things are blowing up. So if you haven't heard about the Labubus yet, other than us talking about them on here, trust me, they're getting pretty wild. Ceiling's not a fan. Not a fan.
I'm not impressed, is what I'm not.
Okay. I want to talk about this Craigslist ad, which they say made things even worse, like a lot of other fake news to do with these protests and riots over immigration. And there's a lot of them out there. I talked to you about these earlier on in the week. Hang on, let me give you another example. I talked about this video of this guy. I don't want to play too much of it. Number one, because it's a lie, but number two, because I don't know if he curses, but
I can't handle this, y'all.
All right, this guy who's crying into the camera.
The graduation.
Yeah, and it says Los Angeles school worker shares frustration over parents having to leave their children's graduation ceremony because ICE raided an elementary school's graduation today. And this guy is crying, and he puts this whole story out there about how the graduation was raided by these ICE officers who were just like Nazis, basically, and on and on and on it goes. The problem is, like I said, this is completely fake. The LA Times did a piece on this that said this was totally nonsense. The guy who was doing the story was making it up. It wasn't actually true. But what I say, 7.2 million people saw that video on Twitter/X. And so it just
totally
goes
making
around.
it up, or he misheard something?
No, the guy was making it up.
Full tears.
No. Yeah, this is an outright lie, and here are the facts. It's behind a paywall. I'll try to hop it here. Let me see. There we go.
Only
Hop
had
it over
a
the paywall.
12-foot ladder.
Or
that would be real nice. Those are harder to use. Did ICE raid a school graduation? In a tearful Instagram video, user Hey Mr. Howie. All right, let me get back to this here. User Hey Mr. Howie. He said he heard that parents were fleeing a graduation ceremony at Gratz Elementary and leaving their children behind, hearing of ICE presence because they didn't have papers, and leave their kids because they do. And the kids are freaking grabbing teachers and crying on their legs because they don't know if they're about to see their parents when they get home. What the F is this? On Monday, Los Angeles Unified School District Superintendent says there was no confirmed threat to the Friday culmination of Gratz Elementary, located just west of downtown. We investigated, and all the reports that came back said no such event ever happened. He said, what is possible, considering the level of fear, is that people might have seen some vehicles and freaked out, but there was nothing like that happened at this school. The guy was like completely bringing up this story and not having anything based on facts in his particular post that got 7 million views. So there's all sorts of stuff like that. There's all sorts of lies that are getting people mad. I've said this a million times on this show. I've said everybody is angry, and most of what they're angry about is not actually true. That is so true when you look at news stories all the time, as much as I do. One of the things was people were saying the protesters in LA, to flip this on its head and go to the other side, the protesters in LA are being paid. They're being paid. A demonstration in Los Angeles over the immigration raids is all a bunch of people who are being paid agitators, right? And the ad, can I bring up the ad? Let me see. No, I can't right there. Oh, I might be able to if I do this. Hang on. He's got to hop back over the fence.
Jumping? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not going to get me there.
Damn it.
But the ad, which says, we're forming a select team of the toughest dudes in the area. This unit will be activated only when the situation demands it, but you get paid every week no matter what. High pressure, no risk, no room for hesitation. We need individuals who do not break, panic, or fold under stress, and they're kick-ass dudes. And they wanted to get them out to these immigration raids and stuff. It's fake. It was for a prank show that had nothing to do with the protests. It was posted, and then the show's hosts, they were taking calls and like pranking them.
Did we not
people who actually responded to the ad?
Because of the number of times they said badass dudes and the dudes over and over again. Like if you're trying to use Craigslist to rally people and potentially pay them to protest and riot, are we going to say dudes a lot? We need some dudes.
What about Brock?
Some protesty dudes.
You would if you were this show, and it was only their third episode. Good for you, folks. GoofCon 1 is the name of the show. GoofCon, it was the name of the show. They put up this thing on Craigslist to make it look like the protesters were being paid, and then took a bunch of calls from the people. California riot is a funded operation, said one post. Destabilizing the Trump administration and the United States in general is the goal, blah, blah, blah. So all these things end up getting tons of views, and so many of them are just completely and totally fake. People are angry about things that oftentimes aren't actually real. I wanted to play the John Voight video, but I don't know if he curses or not. I am hesitant. Is John Voight a cursor? I don't know. I don't know. Angelina Jolie's pops. Does he curse in his videos? I don't know.
We got time to.
All right. You got the dump button over there?
Yeah, ready to dump.
You're a fool blaming Trump.
All right.
Look at the flag.
What are you doing?
for this destruction of these animals destroying Los Angeles. Are you there? Talking calmly with them, you fool? They would burn you down like they're burning the cars and the American flag with no regard for humanity. This is not about Trump. This is about protecting the people from these animals and criminals trying to destroy us.
He's saying animals and criminals. I think he's maybe heated enough to curse. I'm really wondering where he's going to go.
He said fool a couple times. That seems like a lower, on the...
He also hung up the American flag behind him, so I feel like he wants this to be able to be played everywhere.
That looks real. Yeah, I think it might actually be.
And our police force, are they supposed to stand there, let rocks hit them and kill them? Who's going to save them? You? President Trump called in the National Guard and the Marines to help with these destructive, barbaric riots.
Actor John Voight here.
All you do is cause chaos for the people. You're a disgrace.
Oh, he's talking to the governor here. That's why it seems very directed. He's talking to Governor Newsom here.
You're nothing but a lying dog for the hopes of becoming the president one day.
Damn.
And God is my witness, truth will prevail because of your faults and your incompetence for California's failures. We the people, I stand with Donald Trump to make this state great again.
He's an ambassador.
For we the people choose Donald Trump to save America, and we're in danger with threats from terrorists now, and we must protect our country. This has now become good against evil, and evil will lose because our President of the United States of America was sworn in to protect this nation's greatest gifts.
How many views this has? Let me see. 2.1 mil.
He said mother effers after that.
That's a lot. 2.1 mil. I'll let him finish. He's only got 14 seconds left.
Freedom, safety, prosperity. And he will, because he is the greatest president since Abraham Lincoln.
Damn.
And we the people
Big props.
stand with this nation's honor and respect and with the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. God bless.
Oh, I was wondering what he was going to do there.
End recording, please.
He just stopped at the end. He's like...
Yeah. And then you just see him just wobbling with the... How do you turn this damn thing off?
Where's the button? What do I do?
Of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Right.
God bless.
All right, God bless.
Mother.
There he goes. Fade to black. John Voight, Angelina Jolie's dad. I imagine she's on the opposite side of this.
She doesn't get involved in politics so much, does she? I know she does humanitarian.
She doesn't usually get involved in politics on this level, I don't think. I think it's much more like big, like poverty, like issues where there's not a lot of people who are against that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know what she has going on in her world, honestly. She's kind of one of those people who's off my radar.
Is it just me, or if you take the politics out of it, is John Voight just a little bit teetering into Chris Walken territory?
No.
I was getting very Christopher Walken. I was getting vibes from that video.
What's that, Jackson? Let's talk about Christopher Walken.
Oh, you missed it yesterday, unless you didn't. But I got to play Sean's Jackson impression.
Oh, yeah.
No, I did miss that.
Very sweet.
Yeah. Hang on. Can you find that over there?
Is it this one? Wait for
I want to see how to train a dragon. I want to see how to train a dragon. Maybe he wants to see how to train a dragon. Maybe he wants to see
Twain,
that.
you mean?
Just don't show him these stupid things. Oh, God. Courtney sent along. This is the one I want, she says. It's one of the Labubu's. Oh, this one's cheap. What is this? What in the China is this thing for $52?
How much is shipping?
For a keychain?
Labubu.popmar. Oh, you're right. It is a keychain. That's pretty expensive for a keychain. Or they call it a vinyl plush pendant. These are these little like characters that are going so explosively viral, Beanie Baby style right now.
Is this also the kind of thing that you can, if you pick the right time, get the mystery box of it and not pay a ridiculous amount of money? Or now you have no other choice but to pay?
No, I think you're right. I think you can buy the mystery box version, which is way cheaper, but then you don't get the exact one you want. But for me, and maybe I'm crazy and old-fashioned here, I like the mystery box thing.
I love a good mystery box.
I like to open it up. I like to see what we got in there. I mean, I used to love these. You know, like the smallest things used to keep me happy, especially as a kid. When I used to go into the grocery store, my mom would go, if you're good on the way out, I'll give you this quarter. And then at the Winn-Dixie or Publix, there was a whole thing of all those little quarter machines where you turn the thing and you get the little plastic like orb that you get out of it. And
I think they used to have a lot of those at the bowling alley too.
Yeah, like the sticky hands
or the mystery tattoos that stay on you forever.
Temporary tattoos, all these things. That was enough to keep me going. Now, I think it's a different world.
My mom got so mad at me when I put a couple quarters in one of those to get a Beavis and Butthead tattoo.
Ooh.
TP for your
Did you
what?
put it on?
No. It was confiscated.
Damn. They kept you locked in at that household. They kept you in
But
check.
now he has a permanent Beavis and Butt tattoo on his back.
I hope
It's
so.
a Beavis and Butt tattoo.
You couldn't.
When you
for
forgot his
copyright
head,
reasons,
he just used his butt.
for copyright reasons, you couldn't get Beavis and Butthead. So just Beavis and Butt is what had to go there. But it still works. Gets the point across.
I didn't watch the show too much, so I can't quote it.
When we come back, you're too young for it, I think.
Peter.
It's still out there, but I think Beavis and Butthead is like, you watched it when you were 13 and you remember that, and that's about it.
Hey, it was relevant enough to make that one SNL skit where they broke Heidi
that was
Gardner
so funny.
go absolutely viral.
Also, great special effects makeup on their part.
I think that's the reason I follow their special effects makeup guy on Instagram now.
Oh, that's
when we come back, we'll get to somebody who is headed back to a place where they belong. And I'm not talking about Mexico.
Brian Wilson.
I'm not talking about Brian Wilson. Wouldn't it be nice? I'm talking about somebody who's headed back to a place where they belong. Where they belong. Who is it? What are we talking about? What's going on here? We'll discuss. Also, there's a new LA Riot song that has dropped. We'll see what's going on with that. We got you and your feedback. A lot on deck is all coming up next in the news, Chunky.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Skull Bike Squad. Somebody said Weinstein jail? Well, I mean, Weinstein's already in jail. More jury drama. Oh, found guilty. Okay, I got it. Wouldn't it be nice if Harvey Weinstein fucking died and then rotted away? That's my song. No love lost, my friend. Harvey Weinstein is just going to stay in jail is the point. But I want to know more about that jury drama. You got a jury with what would they say, 6, 7 women on it? And you're going against Harvey Weinstein? Good luck, bud. Tiger, congratulations on your XP. Everybody on YouTube, post your XP right now. It's the most important number in the world. What is your XP? $996K, says eFresh Rocks. You're a wild man. Can't that get you some divot stickers? 275, 150, 200, 300 XP, 275, 1 billion. Good for you folks. Trump said the U.S. would impose a total of 55% tariffs on Chinese goods. Trump said China tariffs on the U.S. imports would be 10% in case you want to check your stocks. I don't know. I'll check the market. I think people now, it's not even like the taco thing that they were trying to come after Trump for. Like,
Trump always caves or whatever. I think now it's so confusing that most people don't know where the tariff situation is at. The Dow is down 25 points, so not exactly earth-shaking or shattering. Okay, 3 minutes and we're coming back. 2 segments left in the show. Sammy Skip says, we made Mega Chat today. You did, indeed. Some of you. Some of you didn't. I got to tell you, though, after either getting rid of, I think I got rid of about 3 people from Mega Chat and blocked 2 people on YouTube from chat entirely. I think overall vibes are improved. And I already have an email from one of the people who has been banned wanting to come back. Should I read it? I'll tell you what I'll do. If you guys want, if you agree to this, chat, I will read you the email of the person wanting to be unbanned. They are now asking to be unbanned. I'll read to you their case in their email, and I'll let you decide if they get unbanned. Yeah? Agreed? Okay, let me get the email now, and I will read it during the next break. Oh, God, I just got added to a spam text with like 20 people. Hang on. Oh, wait. Hey, cameraman. There you go. Good job. All right, I got it right here. This is it. This is the person trying to get their unban request approved. So it says unban me. I'll read that during the next break, and you guys can vote. All right? I will read you the unban request during the next break on Skull Mike, and you will vote, and I will respect the vote on whether or not we unban this person. You can't vote yet. You don't know what it's about. You can't vote now.
Medical team has helped people optimize their hormones for over 30 years now, and now they can help you too. Book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today. Have low T? Start for free this month only at Red Mountain. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Recipients have done the improbable.
This medal is for the men who went down that day.
On Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage, you'll hear about these heroes and what their stories tell us about the nature of bravery. Listen to Medal of Honor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Medal of Honor and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Pathfinders, Rogues, now with 0% APR for up to 60 months. Make a splash at OrlandoNissan.com.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening to
News coming at you in a moment. We got more of a grab bag segment, as we tend to around this time, where we hit on a whole bunch of clips and things that we haven't gotten to at this point during the show today. And then your feedback is on the way before the show wraps up today. Send yours at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, breaking news. What do we have for a breaking news sounder? Do we have a Frankie McDonald? Do we have?
I have the ultra.
That thing.
You want to do the tornado sound? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe that might work.
I have the ultra worldwide bombshell exclusive.
Let's do
Which
it.
one do you want?
I don't know. Just surprise me. Make it an executive decision over there.
You got it, dude.
All right, there we go. Well, we talked about it moments ago. Not a huge surprise here. Harvey Weinstein found guilty in the New York sex crimes retrial that was underway.
Surprise, surprise.
This is the one where the jurors were fighting each other, and I don't know if we'll ever figure it out. I don't know if they'll tell us, but I kind of got the vibes that it was a male and female jury. Like there's a mix of males and females in this jury, and maybe there were some guys and some women that just weren't agreeing on this, and it came down to it, and they were saying, we got big problems with this jury, but they came together on at least one charge here in this retrial for Harvey Weinstein. He was found guilty of sexually assaulting Miriam Haley, but was acquitted of a second charge of sexually assaulting Kaja Sokola. I don't know either one of them by name or what their exact accusations are, but I know that Harvey Weinstein has faced a bevy of accusations.
So now they still sentence him for this, or they're like, you're going to die here anyways?
Here's what we got. Let's see. Let's find out together. The jury did not reach a unanimous verdict on a charge involving Jessica Mann, who alleges that Weinstein raped her. The judges advised them to continue deliberations. The verdict delivered against Weinstein follows two earlier convictions, one of which was overturned on appeal. In the first, now vacated New York case, Weinstein was sentenced to 23 years in prison. A second one was 16 years in prison. Now he's going to be sentenced for this as well. And it could be either concurrent or, it depends on how they want to do these things. But if you look at Harvey Weinstein, I think a 16-year sentence is a death sentence for that guy. It's a guess. I don't know if he'll live much longer than that, but that's what he's gotten. Jury convicts Harvey Weinstein of top charge in the retrial of his landmark Me Too sex crimes case. So after all the fighting on the jury, they were able to come to a conclusion. The majority female jury convicted the former studio boss of forcibly subjecting a woman to a criminal sex act in 2006.
If we just heard that they were fighting, literally today, does that mean it was more likely that it was like one or two people on the outskirts of what all the rest of the jury had been thinking? Like, we talked about the fight at first. It seemed like it could have been 50-50. Just like a melee in either direction, Braveheart style. But now it seems like, all right, well, they only had a couple people left to convince, and now they've handed over a verdict.
Well, what do we know? We definitely know, that they have come to a conclusion together. So,
are you not entertained?
Something happened there. They said it was like schoolyard stuff. They were fighting with each other behind the scenes, but there you go. Harvey Weinstein found guilty. That's going to be the end for him for now. Coming back to a place that he deserves to be. Going back to the place. I thought
that's what the tease was.
No.
Same.
I thought it was Harvey going back to jail.
Well, I mean, he's been in jail the whole time, but I think that's where he deserves to be. This is somebody coming back home, baby, where they were meant to be.
I'm coming home.
Joey Chestnut could return to the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Oh, you mean that the Netflix thing didn't take off like he wanted it to?
He's ready to put his mouth on some dogs again, baby. America.
Because guess what? At the end of the day, they have realized that the Nathan's hot dog thing on July 4th is the Super Bowl of all food eating things. It's big.
It's so interesting. And honestly, it's such a big industry now. I can't tell you how many times I have caught Nicole, and she is amongst millions of people, because I see the numbers, watching people eat food.
It's huge. It's huge.
It's unreal.
I don't get it necessarily, but there's an audience for it. There are people who like it.
So they could run.
So, and I have to be honest. I guess I'm like in that world somewhat, because if you talk about what's called mukbang on YouTube or in the video world and social media when you're watching mukbang videos, it can be anything from just watching a big fat whale of a person just shoving an entire Taco Bell party meal into their gullet and into the microphone, and then that's what you're into. Or it can be like, hey, here are all the newest items on the menu at this restaurant. We try them, we show you.
Eat it in my car.
And I dig that. I'm a Review Bra fan. Talked about this before. I know he listens to the show, or at least did. He, from time to time, pops into the YouTube channel sometimes.
The guy with the tie?
Yeah, Review Bro.
He's sweet. Sweet
yeah.
man.
He's amazing, and so I get into watching some of that stuff, I see some of the draw at least.
That was, there was a lot of potential in Chestnut versus Kobayashi, unfinished beef.
I like it. I think that's where he deserves to be. I want to see Kobayashi back there. I want to see them doing their thing. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. This is another video making the rounds. They were saying that the police officer in this case.
A little late. I'm sorry. I was trying to look for it. I have two different
McDonald.
I have two different Frankie pages. One's weather. One's eating hot dogs.
That's the dogs one. That's it right there. Let's see if we think this officer went too far. He's on a horse. What do we call this thing he
Mounted.
has?
Oh.
What is the? Is that a stick or a mace?
It's,
I can't tell. It looks like you were just.
Prod?
Oh, it looks like a sword.
They have like wooden swords, and this guy is going up and getting at them.
God.
Oh,
He just
they're
nailed
whacking
him in
him.
the face.
They're whacking him.
But it's also a little loose.
Yeah, I've never seen one of these before. It's like a fake sword that they have.
Okay,
And
you have a horse. Why do you need a stick as well?
I think the guy was punching the horses though.
Yeah.
Let me go
Poor
back.
horsies.
Here's the guy. He's up. He's grabbing the horses. He's getting up in their face. He hit the horse right there. Yeah. I mean, I would have hit him too. I didn't know that they had these things, but I guess
Poor horses.
it's like
Is it
not
like a
lethal force.
nightstick but larger?
Yeah,
But it seems
was
a little
long one.
flappy.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
unwieldy, it seems. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird looking.
Also, this whole getup is like a video game.
Is there a Ninja Turtle
What's
that has one of
happening
those? Is that what that is?
No, you're speaking of the two swords.
This is Los
Katanas.
Angeles police, and they're on horseback, and this guy whacked the horse, and that's what you get, I guess.
I think the closest thing, if we're going Ninja Turtle, is the one that had the bow staff.
But that's one bow
Which
staff.
was Donatello.
Donatello.
Ah,
Was
points.
it?
Yes.
Sean, you don't know that for sure.
Yeah, huh? I do too. Okay. It goes, when the evil shredder attacks, then turtle boys don't cut no slack.
What weapons?
Leonardo, Donatello,
Leonardo had a sword, and in
Michael?
the Wikipedia page is riding a horse. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe Leonardo looks most like the people we were watching in that video.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Michelangelo, nunchucks.
Yeah, I know that.
Donatello, bow staff. Raphael
Yes.
has the
Size.
Mm-hmm.
and Leonardo,
The
katanas.
swords. Yeah. I was trying to come up with the part where they sung about them in the theme song. It's like, Raphael and Michelangelo is a party dude. You guys don't know this at all?
I know Teenage Mutant and the Turtle. Teenage Mutant and the Turtles. And we watched the
Heroes in a Half Shell. Turtle Power.
That's right.
Yeah, you just showed your age, Sean. Sorry.
I
Were
think
we not just
everybody
singing the
loves
same
that
song?
I
I
didn't
hope
listen
so.
to all the damn lyrics. I guess.
All right, we
I
got
missed
some more to try to work in. I have like 8,000 tabs open. We'll never get to it all. We
By no
have
means.
a stack a mile high to get to here, and also final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I'm going to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. All of it is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
Homes we had yesterday.
Go, Mike. All right, Go Mike Squad. We're about done here for the day. Who is our chatter of the day? I'll take any nominations for who the chatter of the day should be. I think you all did a great job. Things were good. Now, I do have a ban court for you. I have an email here for somebody who was banned this week or recently, and they want to appeal their ban. And we've got like 7 minutes, so let's do this. I'm going to outline the case. I'll read you the unban request email, and then you guys will determine whether or not this person is unbanned. I will listen to what the audience says. I'll listen to what you as a crowd say about this. We ready? Ban court is in session. By the way, the Stepapy is our chatter of the day. Thank you, B-Hog. Good rec. The Stepapy. Congrats. Your chatter of the day. Now to our unban request email. Here we go. Schwan, it says. S-H-W-A-N, comma. Now, I hate to pause so early on. Do I take offense to that? In your unban request, you didn't even spell my name right? S-H-W-A-N? Schwan. I effed up last week when the new merch dropped and said it was ugly in the chat on YouTube. You banned the balls off me right away. I was mostly joking. I have purchased several shirts in the last couple of years. I even received my Skull Mike Squad stickers and random magnets in the email yesterday. Any chance you can unban me? Sorry I offended you. I should have more respect for the work you put into the show, and I've learned my lesson about insulting it. Please unban me. Username Nick Z. Your friend, Nick Z. Nick Z. Unban court is on. Now, here's what I need. Do we unban or keep banned? Unbanned or keep banned? That's what I need from you. That's how you vote on this. Should Nick Z, who made fun of the new shirt design, be brought back into chat and unbanned? Unban or keep banned? Unban, man kicking. I would unban. Who is this? His name is Nick Z from chat. He got banned last week. He called the merch ugly. He probably did more than that if I look back at the logs. Unban. Crime was mild, says Jeff. I agree. Unbanned was undeserved. Nick ZD's nuts, unbanned. All right, anybody who says keep banned, anybody who thinks he should stay banned, just out of curiosity. He seems too remorseful. This only proves Watson is a snowflake? No. Trust me, there was something else that was happening in the context of what he was saying, and I was irritated enough to ban him. But I'll ban you too. I don't give a shit. Unbanned? Ban Fowler in his stead? We can't ban Fowler. What are we going to do? Sabrina's off Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. If we ban Fowler, we're screwed. All right, unban. Put unban verdict from Mega Chat. Can you read it? Unban verdict from Mega Chat. I'll put it over here. I'll process it after the show. Even though he spelled my name wrong. Oh, God. Let's see. God, I got so many emails today. All right, we got less than 3 minutes, folks. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just have a nice little end to the show and everybody gets along and things go well? Beardo says freedom of speech not happening in chat, I am hearing. Yes, that's true. There is no freedom of speech in chat. What kind of cuck do you think I am? Like, imagine you just set up shop in the YouTube chat and you're like, Sean is the worst. Sean sucks. Everybody, I'm better. Let me draw attention to me. Let me draw attention to me. Let me draw attention to me. And I go, well, free speech. No, free speech is you on your YouTube channel saying whatever you want to say, unless YouTube wants to stop your free speech. It's not you getting to say or do whatever you want in YouTube chat. No, that's not what it is. Sorry. Too bad. The skull has spoken, indeed. God bless the skull. Can you guys see the skull? If I go all the way down, can you see it? Everybody say, good game. Good game to the cameraman. Good game, cameraman. Bless your soul. All right, let's bring it home, folks.
To that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell and Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell and Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell and Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
Orlando, Florida. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle, founder of Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 to make quality, custom-made blinds affordable to everyone. Traditional window covering retailers are expensive. Our prices are low, and our blinds are guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
This Earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
And today, I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. And thanks for hanging out with us today, everybody. We appreciate you joining us for the ride. If you missed any, you can always go back to the podcast. It's on thenewsjunkie.com or iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Good to be back. Felt like I got to sleep in a little bit this morning.
So close to jury duty, though. Were you worried? Were you
I was a little concerned.
When we didn't hear from you, I'm like, he definitely got picked. It's
I
already
thought
happened.
for a while, too.
Murder case.
Did they tell you what the case was or no?
I didn't get that far. We don't really have time to tell the story, but I did not know what the case was. No.
We have so much time. We can just chill.
All right.
And
Let's sit back.
I am getting some breaking news right now.
Oh, what happened? What's up?
Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys has died.
Get out of here.
Wow. 82.
Fatality. Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, dead at 82 years old. This is the first time I'm hearing this. This is just coming in. Holy cow. I mean, that's a lot to juggle.
Poor guy in the chat room. He probably left long ago.
I mean, just send him a magnet or something because we totally trolled him so hard. But that's what you get for
making one mistake in the chat room.
Trying to help us keep informed, but listen to the whole show. How about that?
All right. We're going to get the hell out of here. It's time to wrap it all up for the day. Let's do it, friends. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. Let's see if you guys get this. Today I learned this movie right here.
The Never-Ending Story.
That's right. Never-Ending Story, indeed.
It's going to get stuck in my head, especially if you get to the chorus.
Maybe we will. After featuring as the childlike empress in the Never-Ending Story, the 11-year-old actress who was in the movie began receiving marriage proposals from adult men.
That's
after
weird.
being in Never-Ending Story. Being in what? Oh, damn it. We're going back to it. From adult men. She's a child, you weirdos. You absolute insanos. Today, learn the reason alarm clocks in phones use a 9-minute snooze is a throwback to mechanical clocks. Setting a 10-minute snooze would have required more complicated mechanisms, so they went with 9, and that's what you get right now.
Interesting.
And today I learned this guy, this band.
Beach
Boys.
That's right,
Rest
the Beach
in
Boys,
peace.
indeed. R.I.P. Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, who was drugged and controlled for years by his live-in therapist, who kept him under constant supervision and profited from the rights to Brian Wilson's work. And he finally got out of that bed, but now, rip. That's it for Brian Wilson.
He's on the
what a
beach in
talented
heaven.
guy, though. Yeah. All right. There we go. Thank you, folks. We appreciate you hanging out with us today. If you missed any of the show, get the podcast.